presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Good day for beachcombing. Maybe you'll find a lucky seashell, one that says San Diego wins again as the Padres look for a series sweep. We're at Petco Park in beautiful San Diego downtown as the Rockies and Padres complete this 3-game series, and San Diego concludes this 9-game homestand on which they have won 4 now and have lost 4 with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. Padres trying to do something they haven't done all year, and that's sweep a series. And if they win today, they'll leave town with a 5-4 record on this stand.
Playing pretty well in the month of May. Remember April, a lot of errors. In the month of May, only 2 errors. They've gotten good pitching, good defense, and some timely hitting. There's some hitters in the Padre lineup that are really hitting the ball well and therefore getting some Padre victories, which is nice.
Clutch hitting, and that goes right to Yonder Alonso, who with 5 runs scored in this series, 3 of them knocked in by Alonso.
Well, the first 14 games, you see everything's kind of down a little bit, but the last 15 games, he's finally finding his stroke. Remember, Dick, earlier in the year, he was spraying the ball to left field, left center field, but recently he's been pulling the baseball. That means he's seen the ball well out of the hand of the opposing pitchers. A .391 batting average since April 25th. He's had 2 5-game hitting streaks, and a big thing also, getting on base with consistency. He's hit safely in 11 of the last 12 games. So, hey, stay hot, Yonder Alonso. And also defensively playing a good first base.
That's right. They're a little shaky in April, but there have been a lot of hard-hit balls at Alonso the last week and a half, and he's fielded them all cleanly. So he's playing both ends of the game offensively and defensively and has become the money hitter. Well, coming up, it's the Padres and the Rockies. Can Anthony Bass complete the sweep? Now the Padres and Rockies ready to go on a perfect baseball afternoon this Wednesday in San Diego. The Rockies on a rocky road. They've lost 5 in a row and 8 of their last 10 to drop to 12-17 on the season. The Padres are only 2 games behind Colorado in the standings as we start play today. And Jim Tracy shaking his lineup up considerably. Tulowitzki and Helton are not in there today. SCUTARO, Herrera, then Gonzalez. CUDDYER moves to the cleanup spot, and veteran Jason Giambi will be at first base. Young WILIN, Rosario behind the plate. Chris Nelson, who's hit well against the Padres, .395 lifetime, hit 7th. Then Dexter Fowler and Christian Friedrich, the rookie making his major league debut. For the Padres, Anthony Bass, 1-3 on the season. Bass in his 8 starts, a .210 batting average against in his young career. More than a strikeout per inning. And this year, 198 batting average against his offerings. And he just seems to be improving with every pitch.
He does, and I think he really took a great leap last time out after giving up 5 runs, 2 home runs in the first inning. He really settled down. In that first inning, 4 hits. After that, 5 innings, only 2 hits. So he really made an improvement.
The umpiring crew, Chad Fairchild moves down to work at third base after being behind the plate last night, and Tom Hellion will call the balls and strikes with Marquez and Denora on the bases. And we're underway. First pitch out of the strike zone to Marco SCUTARO, hitting .263. He's had good success against Padre pitching, lifetime a .362 mark. Fastball, and at 91, Bass falls behind 2-0. 6'2", 190 pounds, 24 years of age. 2 collegians as the count goes 2-1 at work today, both 24 years of age, both from smaller school programs. Bass at Wayne State in Detroit, and his opponent Christian Friedrich at Eastern Kentucky. High pop up right side. Alonso has a beat on it in foul territory. 1 away. Here's the defense for the Padres. Guzman in left, Maben patrol center, Denorfia in right, Headley and Alonso on the corners. Perino gets the start at shortstop with Hudson at second, and Nick Hundley, after a night's rest, back behind the plate. Jeff Suppan, terrific story. 2 outings for Suppan. He's gone 5 innings in both, allowed only 1 run, and he's picked up 2 very important wins, filling the huge void left by the injury to Corey Lupke.
Isn't it amazing, this game of baseball? Suppan's numbers in the minor leagues, astronomical, and then comes up to the big league level and he's 2-0. Good for him.
I'm a major league man, says Jeff. Off the head of the bat, this is going to be a tough play as Perino charges and throws and gets Herrera just in time. Nice work by young Perino at shortstop.
Very slick on the part of Andy Perino, realizing that he's got a charge, no room for error, and when the ball hits, two giant steps, he gets Herrera. So he had some room, he had some wiggle room, but a perfect play by Andy Perino.
Respecting Herrera's speed, he wanted to get it over there in a hurry. 2 outs, and here's Carlos Gonzalez. Top hitter, all his numbers leading the Rockies, average, home runs, RBIs. He's 2 for 8 in the series. That looked pretty good. Gonzalez last night seemed almost overzealous with 2 on and 2 out in the 9th inning in a 2-run game. He wanted to win it with 1 swing and swung at a lot of bad pitches. And Dale Thayer getting the save, very thankful for the fact that Gonzalez didn't wait for a strike.
I was kind of surprised that he was swinging at such bad pitches.
And that's why he's been in such a good groove with the 20 RBIs and
swinging at strikes, laying off the balls.
Yeah, leading the major leagues here the last couple of weeks in RBIs.
And to take it a step further, it's such a close game as well, swinging at such bad pitches. You'd think he'd want to be a little bit more patient and try to work a walk and get on base.
You know, he was just the opposite, impatiently trying to drive it out of here and chasing bad balls, and struck out to end the game. 3-1 now to Gonzo. Hitting coach Carney Lansford down in the third base dugout. On deck is Michael CUDDYER. They've moved him up into the cleanup spot with Tulowitzki getting the afternoon off as a starter. Right. 3-2. Fastball at 90. Well, the first inning was the Achilles heel for Bass in his last start against Miami, giving up a 3-run and a 2-run homer and falling behind 5-0. Ground ball sharply to second. Hudson bobbles, but throws him out easily. Good start for Bass. 1-2-3 go the Rockies. Here come the Padres. Denorfia, Maben, and Headley.
Baseball brought to you by AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Petco, where the healthy pets go.
Oh, day baseball, don't you love it? Lots of kids out here, over 2,000. Science field trip day, and the stars of Cirque du Soleil and the performance of Totem playing over at the Del Mar's Fairgrounds. They're part of the ceremony pregame as well. So lots of activity. Bud Black has set his lineup against the rookie left-hander making his major league debut, Friedrich. It'll be Denorfia, Maben, and Headley as he goes with an almost all right-handed lineup. The exception yonder, Alonso in the cleanup spot. Guzman, Hundley, switch hitting Hudson and Perino will hit from the right side, and Anthony Bass, who delivered a 3-run triple over the weekend, establishing himself as a threat with a bat. Denorfia starts at .290, the leading average against Friedrich. Those are his numbers at Colorado Springs, the AAA farm team of the Rockies.
Pretty good numbers.
6'4", 215, this left-hander. Pitched at Eastern Kentucky. He's from Evanston, Illinois, home of Northwestern. 24 years of age, as is Bass. There's a strike, 1-1. You can imagine his heart's fluttering right now. Lots of adrenaline flowing for this young man making his first major league start. On the outside corner, 92 on that fastball. This is 3 straight young pitchers used by Jim Tracy, all #1 draft picks. Breaking ball, and Denorfia holds back. Monday night, it was Drew Pomeranz, who was a first-round pick in 2010. Last night, first-round pick Alex White out of North Carolina. He was impressive. Line drive, base hit. Denorfia greets Friedrich with a solid single to center field. Good start for the Padres.
Hey, extending that one-game hitting streak to 2 for Chris Denorfia, fighting off a fastball from Friedrich.
It brings up Cameron Maben.
Down and in, fought off. That was down near the label. You can see that Friedrich, the left-hander, gets good downward plane on his fastball. He also throws a curveball and a straight changeup. Has 15 family and friends, including his mom and dad, in attendance today for his Major League debut.
Well, that's great. Coming here from Illinois to see their left-handed son. Bunted by Maben. Well, look at the backspin on that, and a good play by Rosario to leap out from behind the dish and fire up the line for the out. And you can credit Maben with a sacrifice, although he was bunting for a base hit.
See, this is one of those situations where, you know, Cameron Maben is credited with a sacrifice. He moves the runners up, but I think it should be a judgment call, and I'm all for Cameron trying to do his best to get the runner up. Just looking at it objectively, I think that should go as a base hit, as an at-bat, because he tried. It's a win-win for Cameron is what I'm saying.
Of course it is. It always has been.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But he's not thinking that. He was hoping to get a base hit, but
right.
the reward is you not only sacrifice, you don't get charged with the time at bat. But with his power and potential to hit the gaps, you'd like to see him take the full swing early. Well, here's Headley with a chance. Give the Padres the early lead. Chase Headley looking forward to the sound of that bus outside Petco Park tomorrow, and the jet airplane taking us off to the east in Philadelphia, because after having a good road trip prior to this 9-game series, things have slowed down for him here at Petco. In fact, since he had that 2-home run game in Denver, remember that was at Coors Field in mid-April. That's 18 games ago. He's not hit a single home run and has only 4 runs batted in.
And only .221 average at home. When Chase hits the road, .303.
It's remarkable. It was that way last year too.
Yeah.
Yeah, a chance to get a jump start on the road trip with a base hit right here.
How about a gapper?
Hitting .225 from the right side is Chase this year. .245 overall. Denorfia in scoring position, 1 out here in the first inning. Count goes 3-1 to Headley, who has walked 22 times, but he struck out 33, leading the club in both categories.
Well, fastball count at 3-1. Let's see what the young left-hander throws here with first base open.
Yonder Alonso on deck.
Got a fastball.
Well, Commissioner Grant, what are your Lexus keys to the game?
Well, with the youngster on the mound, welcome, young man. Let me show you to your broom. Obviously, the Padres trying to go for the sweep today, and Anthony Bass needs to forget about the fish. He needs to put that outing against the Marlins, on the back burner. Forget about it. Put it in the trash folder and delete it. And he's got a good inning under his belt, putting a 0 up in the top half of the first against Colorado.
Full count on Headley. That's not a recording, fans. It's 3-2 on count, full count. High, and Headley has walked again. That's number 23, second in the National League. The defense behind Friedrich. Gonzalez in left. Fowler moves into center field today with CUDDYER in right. Nelson starts for the first time in the series at third, with Giambi over at first base for the first time. SCUTARO moves to short. Herrera at second, and Rosario behind the plate. Jim Tracy not liking what he's been seeing on the field, with the Rockies losing 5 in a row and 8 of 10, has really juggled the lineup. Part of that is a day game after a night game.
Sure. And with the way Yonder Alonso is swinging the bat, we talked about him in the pregame show. This is the perfect situation you want him in. A runner in scoring position. Stay hot.
5 runs in the series. He's knocked in 3 and scored a 4th.
Good cut. He loves to swing at that first pitch, doesn't he?
And that pitch was right down the middle.
National League leaders since April 25th, second to John Jay of the Cardinals. Cardinals with the top hitting team in the National League, and Jay having a great start. That pulled foul past Dave Roberts. So Friedrich ahead on the count, lefty against lefty, 0-2. 6-game hitting streak for Yonder Alonso.
We got a big gap out there, Dick, in right center field. Can run for days.
That might score 2. Way outside. Fastball 93 miles an hour. 5 years in the minors for Friedrich. 19 wins and 24 losses. He was the 25th player selected in the draft 4 years ago. Same draft as Alonso, the man he's facing. Alonso was the 7th pick overall by the Marlins. Or the Reds, rather. Inside. Curveball slow at 76. Alonso set and recocked and set and ready to swing again.
Well, Friedrich went into spring training this year. He lost 30 pounds. He really turned the corner this offseason and gotten super shape.
High pop up off third. That's playable. Nelson with the glasses down. 2 away. And it'll be up to Jesus Guzman. Guzman hitting .244. And tough against left-handed pitching, and that's why he's in there. Hit .330 against lefties all of last year, and he's at a .310 pace this year. .244 overall. Surprisingly, here May 9th, does not have a home run.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Cuteness. Yeah.
Well adorned in that nice Wednesday bonnet. 2 on, 2 out here in the Padre first. Line drive, base hit to right field. Not hit hard, but it drops into the grass, and that'll give the Padres the 1-0 lead as Denorfia scores. As Guzman delivers on the first pitch, a soft single to right, but it's a hard RBI in the column, and it's a 1-0 lead.
Alonso swung at the first pitch, fouled it off. Guzman swings at the first pitch and fights it off. A little duck snort to the right side. And just like that, the Padres score in the bottom half of the first. That's good for Anthony Bass. That's good for all the Padres. Keep it going. Now runners at the corners.
Headley with 2 out, running all the way, makes it to third. So first and third for Nick Hundley. Trying to snap out of that 2 for 29 slump. There's a couple of home runs and 12 runs batted in. Is it just me, but it seems like Hundley is a better hitter in day games. You know they're better in day games and put that black under their eyes. You know that tells you they're going to see it.
Cut down the glare so you can see that pill coming at you and put a hurting on it.
Yeah, home run swing, 1-1. So Denorfia starts it with a single. Maven sacrifice, walk to Headley. After Alonso fouled out, Guzman delivers the RBI single to right. Just served a little bloop into the grass in right field, and the Padres are up 1-0. 2-1. Looks as if he takes a lot off his curveball. Bass seems to like the fact that he has at least a 1-run lead to work with. On the outside corner, 93 again from the fastball. 2-2. Denorfia with the first run of the game. Strike 3 called. Hundley knew it. So Hundley caught looking. That's it for the Padres, but they score a run on a couple of hits and a walk. Guzman delivering the RBI single. It's 1-0 San Diego. Wearing their own special uniforms, and you might want to get one of those brown and gold 78 uniforms. If you come out Friday, May 18th, the Padres will entertain the Angels, get to the park early, enjoy a 70s themed pregame party presented by Verizon Wireless, and the party starts at 5 and the first pitch at 7:05. Get tickets for all three. There are going to be 3 retro nights with the Padres retro mini plan. Call up the Padres and find out how it works. 619-795-5555. Anthony Bass with a 1-0 lead to the middle of the order for the Rockies. CUDDYER, Giambi, and Rosario. CUDDYER 1 for 6 in the series. Couple of walks. Padres are 8-6 on the year when they score first. More importantly, when they don't score first, last night being one of the examples. They've won only 3 of 17, so the win last night all the more important because the Rockies were the ones on the board first. Up the middle, Perino has to range far to his left and gets him on a close call at first. Alonso stretching and backhanding that low throw. Well done on both ends.
I didn't think Andy Perino was going to get to that baseball, but once he does get to the baseball, does he double clutch a little bit? Yep, just a little bit. And then Alonso, the one good thing about the throw, it's not one of those in-between hoppers. It's very close to the glove. Nice snatch over there by Alonso. And that's a huge out for Anthony Bass. Nicely done, defense.
Four up, 4 down for Anthony Bass. Here's the veteran Jason Giambi, owner of 429 career home runs. Hits this one high but shallow into right center. A long run for Denorfia, and Maben doesn't get there. It was almost as if Maben and Denorfia were waiting for the other to take charge. Neither did, and then at the last minute, Maben unable to come up with a catch.
That may have been one of those plays that they were fooled by the swing of Giambi, because the ball was not struck all that well. It was off the end of the bat. Long run for Cameron. He gets leather on it. What a great effort.
So close.
Just missed it.
So Giambi with a Texas League single. That brings up catcher WILIN Rosario.
23-year-old's got some sock. He has 4 home runs as he's been sharing catching duties with Ramon Hernandez. Ball 1 on a slider outside. One nothing Padres. Giambi at first base with 1 out. Out in front of the slider.
It's been a great pitch for Anthony Bass, and he's gotten better with each outing. And with that pitch, you know, he could probably go after these Colorado Rocky hitters with consistency, even if they know it's coming. Anthony's made 8 career starts. 3 have come across the Colorado Rockies, and he's got great numbers. So stick to your strength, even though the Rocky hitters have seen him many times.
Line drive right field to Northia, positioned perfectly for the catch. And that's how it goes. Giambi scuffs one into shallow right center for a hit, and Rosario scalds one right to the right fielder for an out.
You know what that is?
Hang with him.
Hang with him. That's baseball.
Gosh, yeah. Sometimes you're just so brilliant.
Don't you love it when Buddy says that? Somebody will ask him like a long, complex question, and Buddy will just look at him and go, "You know what? That's baseball."
And that's as good an answer as you're ever going to find. It's just like we mentioned before, the 9th grade biology, when you got into some of the more delicate areas
photosynthesis,
of the human anatomy, those kind of questions, and human behavior, and that. We said, well, how come? And he'd say, it's just the nature of things.
That's a good way to answer it.
Same thing. Sharply hit. Perino with a great stop throw to second for the 4th. Oh my, a dandy defensive play by Andy Perino. Takes a hit away from Chris Nelson of the Rockies. Couple of terrific efforts with a glove by Perino at shortstop today. The score remains 1-0 Padres. There's 1. Now he goes to his left. 2. And here's the best of the lot. A brilliant stop and up quickly to get the force at second base. Andy Perino congratulated by his teammates. And that's like getting 3 hits to make 3 good defensive plays like that.
Absolutely. Good first step. Good reaction to the baseball. And the kid's got a cannon as well. Strong arm.
So to the bottom of the 2nd inning, and Orlando Hudson leads it off with Perino on deck, and then Anthony Bass to hit against Christian Friedrich. Hudson, another triple last night, leads the National League with 5. Padres lead the league with a dozen triples. That matches their home run total. So 12 home runs and 12 triples for the Padres. Padres have only 1 home run on this entire 9-game homestand, and Mark Kotze off the bench delivered that in that 2-0 win.
You know what I would love to see today?
Right.
How about a laugher? How about like a 12-1 shellacking of the Rockies to take the sweep? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're due, but you know that's not Petco. Of course, daytime Petco is a little different than nighttime Petco.
Yes, it is.
We've had two wins of the series, 3-1, 3-2. Typical of night play here, low scoring, and outpitch the other team, get a key hit. But we've seen some high-scoring games.
Yes.
Under Old Saul. Let's see about today.
Old Saul. It's all good.
1-2. Inside, almost unbuttoned his shirt. Able to score 2-1 last night. Hudson up and lines one down the right field line into the corner. And Yonder Alonso sprinting home with the third run. As Hudson delivers that big insurance run on the way to the 3-1 victory. Full count to Hudson. Line to left, and right there is Gonzalez for the first down. Well, Fox Saturday Baseball returns this Saturday. Pujols and the Angels against Hamilton and the Rangers. AL West showdown. Fox Saturday Baseball presented by Chevrolet returns at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time following MLB Player Poll, which airs at a special time. And then at 3:30, Padres live from Philadelphia. Middle game of the 3-game series between San Diego and the Phils. Here's Perino, switch hitter. Takes a strike on a breaking ball. Hitting 188 right-handed. A bit better on the left side. 208 overall. His 1 RBI, his home run here at Petco, a day game.
Sneaky fast on the heater from Friedrich.
Ahead of Perino, 2 strikes. Again, that curveball under 80 miles an hour consistently, and the fastball around 93, about a 15-mile-an-hour difference. That's a pretty good gap.
Well, you know, if you see similarities between Friedrich and Cliff Lee, and I'm just saying, you know, mechanics, the way he throws downhill, there's a reason. Friedrich spent 10 days in the offseason with Cliff Lee.
Struck him out. That's his second. Time for our Geico quote for this Wednesday afternoon. Michael Young, teammate of the Rangers, Josh Hamilton, after watching 1, 2 against Baltimore, 3 and then 4 home runs, hit the 16th man in history, 4 home runs in a 9-inning game. The most incredible individual performance I've ever seen. I'm not sure if we'll ever see something like that again, because you throw in a double and the 18 total bases, an American League record for Josh Hamilton.
That is incredible. And I don't care if Baltimore is a hitter's yard, because it leans more towards the hitters. That is quite a feat. 4 home runs and a double.
Bass with the foul and 2 strikes on Anthony, who's 2 for 10 on the season, including that 3-run triple against Miami on the weekend. Yeah, when Hamilton steps into the batter's box, it just seems the ballpark shrinks a little bit.
He's in scoring position in the batter's box, right?
He is so big. Hanging in there, 2 strikes, it remains. So off day tomorrow for travel. Friday night, 3:30 our TV time for Padres Live. It'll be Clayton Richard to lead off the series against Vance Worley of the Phils. Swung on and missed on the breaking ball. 3 strikeouts for Friedrich. We go to the 3rd, 1-0 Padres. statue of Tony Gwynn out in the park at the park out near our Fox Sports San Diego headquarters. And happy birthday to Mr. Padre. And here he is collecting that 3,000th base hit. 52 years young today. Happy birthday, Tony Gwynn. How about that? Chiron Bob, he really searches through the numbers. 19 career hits on the games played on his birthday, May 9th, for number 19, Tony Gwynn.
Well, I remember that day at the big in Montreal against the Expos. And you know what else is ironic is that Tony's 2,000th hit and 3,000th hit were both on his mom's birthday. So what a great birthday present that was for Tony's mom.
He has a taste for theater, doesn't he?
Yes, sir.
Dexter Fowler leads off about top of the third for the Rockies. And speaking of numbers, on this very day, Randy Jones, 15 years ago, they retired your number.
A good day, too. It's great.
What do you remember about it?
Oh, just a great day. I remember we had a big luncheon at VA Haas, and you know, that was really festive, and you know, a lot of old memories going through there. But just being with the fans, you know, on the field, and what an honor to get your number retired, and you know, be part of Padre history for the rest of your life.
Best memory as a Friar, Randy. How about it? What was it?
Gee whiz. I mean, there's so many, Mark, as a Friar. I mean, I just think my good years 75 and 76 kind of putting baseball in San Diego on the map, and my involvement with the fans, and how great that whole 2 years, you know, with the fans and winning ball games, and just electric.
Fowler goes down swinging on a slider. One away here in the top of the third. That's the first strikeout for Anthony Bass.
Did you feel pressure to win 30 that year?
No, I didn't feel any pressure to win 30. I was going out there every fourth day and just, you know, hum baby and just be going for it. I mean, it was just classic.
Look at the fro.
We had the big hair. Yeah. It was great. A lot of good.
Lenny Randall going down swinging.
What did your fastball top out at?
About 85, not on a good day.
But wind at your back on those days?
Yeah. I think the 72 mile an hour was the most fun, though.
So when you look at Jamie Moyer, who now pitches for the Rockies, I mean, you sit back and watch him pitch. What goes through your mind?
Not enough movement, man. He's got to turn the ball over more. What's he going to do? Hurt his arm at 49? Come on, you got to move the ball around a little bit.
Friedrich, the pitcher, his first major league at bat. The count goes 2-1.
A lot of left-handers. Seen a lot of left-handed debuts. I like that.
These three kids that we've seen for the Rockies, and I know I listened to your comments on radio driving home last night that you were impressed by the young fellow that pitched last night, Alex White.
Alex White, they looked very good. I mean, good stuff. Had, you know, changed speeds well. I was impressed. Down in the strike zone.
What was your debut, Randy?
73 was a relief appearance in New York against the Mets.
And the count goes full, pitcher to pitcher.
And of course, you know, I finally gave up my first hit, which was a home run to Willie Mays.
That was the very first hit allowed.
Do it right or don't do it at all, boys.
Strike three call. Friedrich caught looking at a fastball on the inside corner, so Bass with back-to-back strikeouts of Fowler and Friedrich to open the third.
And you know why that felt good for Bass? Because he just got punched out by Friedrich. Take that, kid. That's what he's saying. I like that.
What kind of hitter were you, Randy? I can't remember a lot of you circling the bases, touching them all.
Like Willie McCovey told me one day, he goes, Jonesy, you just pitch, we'll hit. You know, he kicked me out of the cage. He was absolutely right. All I had to do is I could lay down my bunt so John McNamara would leave me in the close games. That's all I had to do.
So you were a teammate of Mays when you went to the Mets?
Well, actually, he was one of the coaches then.
Okay.
But in 73, yeah, just and of course, 5 days later, I got my first start against the Atlanta Braves, and I gave up a home run to Hank Aaron in the first inning.
Drive to center field. Maben charges, but plays on a hop. A single for SCUTARO. So how's that operation going where you lower your voice?
Just kind of osmosis. I don't know. Maybe I talk too much. I mean, maybe that's it. I just think overall, but, you know, I watch these kids making mistakes, hanging breaking balls, giving up home runs in their first time on the mound. I go, oh, I can reflect. That's how you learn, gentlemen. Welcome to the big leagues.
And when you took the mound, your thought was to complete the deal, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was just old school. We went 9. It was, you didn't look up and see anybody warming up. Let me put it that way. You knew you were in there for the duration.
And throw as few pitches as possible.
Well, yeah, I uniquely, I pitched to contact anyway. I'm a ground ball pitcher. I said, well, why throw him 3 pitches when I can get him out with 1? And I had, over my career, I had so many 3-pitch innings, Mark.
Really?
Oh, so many.
That number 3 hitter should be fine for swinging at the first pitch.
Oh, yeah, they always did. I mean, and I'd make it a little bit juicier, too, to see if he'd do it. And he'd do it. They'd actually do it.
Runner goes. Throw by Hundley, and SCUTARO is out of there. And Hundley continues his great defensive play, not only blocking pitches in the dirt, but throwing strikes to second base. Every pitcher likes that.
That's your friend right there, isn't it, guys? Love it.
He's been very conscientious of becoming a defensive catcher. And I know that our catching instructors, I know that Darren, we've placed a lot on him, and he's handled it, with aplomb. So I'm very proud of Nick. I think he knows the value of that position and what it means to the success of an organization. You don't win championships without a good catcher.
And his maturation has been obvious this year, really leapfrogging ahead with his talent defensively, and of course appreciated by the former left-hander himself, Bud Black. We're talking with Randy Jones, a Cy Young winner, 1976, when he had 16 wins at the All-Star break.
I had 16 wins at the All-Star break.
That's unbelievable.
It was a great first half, guys, and I might say that the runs somewhat dried up in the second half.
Wound up 22-14 that year with a 2.74 ERA.
We talked about Nick Hundley. Who did you like throwing to? Who was your guy?
Freddie Kendall was my guy then. We just worked so well together, and he was great.
DeNorfia singled the first time, rolls that one to third, and ranging to his left and just getting the throw on target to Giambi was Chris Nelson, one away.
Well, he looks comfortable over there at first, doesn't he? Sorry. I mean, my goodness.
One away, and here's Cameron Maben, who sacrificed his first time.
Well, here it is, throw to first. Hey, look out.
Whoa.
That's a lot of man to move around.
Yes, it is. What a guy won't do for 4 at-bats, eh?
Well, that's the thing about Giambi, though. He'll laugh at himself.
Yes, he will.
Who was the most? Now, you've already mentioned two of the great hitters of all time that you had to face, but who was the most fearsome when you looked in and then saw someone dig in that batter's box? Who, in your mind, in your era, was the most fearsome hitter?
The one guy that really scared me to death was Dick Allen with the
Phillies.
Phillies.
Oh, yeah, with that 40-ounce bat.
Yes, about 38 inches long, and he'd always keep his hands back and drive me crazy. I mean, I couldn't get him to move those hands, to get a ground ball. I mean, he would keep his hands back. I go, why do you do that? And I remember one time I did make one mistake, and that ball got out in Philadelphia center field so fast I couldn't believe it.
Now, Dick Allen was more of a He was more of a spark plug, stocky guy than tall, right?
Yeah, well, he wasn't real tall, but boy, he had shoulders like a Gaylord Perry.
That's what I'm saying.
Like about 3 feet of shoulder.
Yes.
And it was just unreal.
And he would get that bat speed going and look out.
Yeah, it was just unreal when he was on a streak.
It was like Frank Howard. You didn't want to throw too much outside, did you? Because he'd hit it right back to you.
That's exactly right. And you had to be so careful with him. And I wanted to pitch him in a little bit, but he was just so quick. You were almost afraid to do that. Get your third baseman killed.
Up the middle, to his left goes SCUTARO. And safe is Maben as the throw pulled Giambi off the bag, and Maben scoots under the slap tag. And it'll be an error on SCUTARO on the throw.
One thing is for sure, Cameron Maben had those strides going on the first baseline, picking them up and putting them down with the high hopper. He was going to challenge SCUTARO, and Giambi with the whiff on the tag, and that's an E6.
So 1 out error gives Maben a chance, and of course with 9 stolen bases out of 10. This might be an interesting matchup because Rosario is terrific at throwing out runners. He's 6 for 12, nailing runners trying to steal, and Maben figures that he might try in this sequence.
I'd love to have him in scoring position.
Well, Randy Jones did his pitching in the spring in Yuma, and then Jack Murphy in Qualcomm Stadium. Fly ball Headley.
That's trouble.
Shallow and right, and that's going to fall. Let's see if Maben can make it to second, and that's where speed really pays off. Most runners would have been thrown out on the force at second, but Maben, who had a long way to run, he had to wait to see if the ball was caught, was able to streak into second on the blue pit by Headley.
That's a great point, Dick, because the runner's got a hold, right? If that ball's caught, you got to get back just out of the reach of Herrera, and then the race is on. Off balance throw, a good throw to second base from CUDDYER.
Daddy Longlegs, able to sprint in there. So 2 on with 1 out, and here's Yonder Alonso. He fouled out the first time. Well, then I'm starting to ask you, Randy, about you didn't pitch here at Petco Park.
No.
Would you have enjoyed that?
Oh, I love this ballpark, gentlemen. Been a lot of ground balls here. But it's just great, you get behind a hitter. The one thing I would not do, I would not walk anyone pitching in this ballpark.
Big wave and a miss by Alonso. You're just going to, if you get down 3-0, you're going to say, here it is. Hit it in the air for me.
See how far you can hit it. And I'm not going to supply much of the effort. You're going to have to do it all by yourself.
So you must have really enjoyed watching Jamie Moyer become the oldest ever to win a game, even though it was against the Padres. He's going to pitch the opener in Los Angeles, as that's the next stop for these Rockies.
It's going to be interesting. Hitters, when you're dialed in at 92, 93 miles an hour, and you got a guy out there throwing 78, 80 miles an hour, it's hard to stay back. It really is.
Below the hitting speed.
Exactly.
Look at Josh Spence. He tops out at 83.
Great point. That's a great point. Then you're better off if you don't get to 83. Just keep it around. I always found 73 to 78 miles an hour, I had better sink, better movement on the baseball. And the more I increase the velocity, the more it kind of flattened down.
2 strikes to Alonso. Now, 1 man 2.
Who was it that you gave Fitz, the switch hitter, that he actually batted lefty against?
That was Pete Rose. Now, Pete came up left-handed against me finally. He was 0 for 1976.
And why was that?
He hadn't got a hit yet, and he wasn't real happy about it. And he said, I might as well try this. I threw him 3 sliders and punched him out. It didn't work at all, but it was pretty funny.
2 on with 1 out here for the Padres, leading 1-0 in the third. And outside 2-2. Your favorite pitch, you got a ball there, Randy Jones. What was that one? That one you turned over.
Well, the juicy fastball is what I would throw. But instead of doing that uniquely, I try to roll the ball off my fingers here. So I got to a point where I push in with my thumb and roll my fingers over the ball like this, and that's what created the sink.
Kind of a screwball effect.
It really was. It almost felt like the ball would slip out of my hand when I did it right. The last second, though, I just flipped that wrist. And
broken bat. Will that fall fair? Yes, it does.
Here comes Maven to score. On to third, Headley on a double by Alonso. He continues to hit a little trouble here. Late break to the plate, and out is Headley as he gambles on going from third to home. The gamble fails, but the Padres get another run on the broken bat double from Alonso.
Well, here's how Friedrich went after Alonso. He loves the first pitch, swing and a miss, peppered it. Now he's finding himself in the hole 0-2. Good discipline laying off, but you can see Friedrich trying to keep the ball away. He stays on the breaking ball just enough.
That was an awkward slide
yes,
by Headley.
It was.
Ooh.
And you know what? That's a good way of. He's watching the play, take a chance. No, ooh, that's a good way of getting hurt.
Oh,
hopefully Chase Headley is okay.
Yeah, he's at least walking without a limp down in the dugout. He figured with the angle of the throw coming from Gonzalez, who has a great arm, that maybe he would be blocking that throw as he headed. Ooh, well, he caught that front foot, didn't he?
Yeah, that's spike caught.
And he probably saw that catcher probably way off home plate like that and thought he had enough room to sneak in there.
Boy, he is fortunate something didn't happen there. That was very awkward.
Gentlemen, we've had enough of those unfortunate things.
Yeah.
The DL list is crowded. We don't need anybody else on there.
So 2 outs, a run home, 2-0, and here's Guzman, who singled in the first run. Alonso winds up at second base with the RBI double, his 4th run batted in of the 7 scored by the Padres in this series.
Such bad luck, Randy. I was almost put on the DL.
What?
My feelings were hurt the other day.
You gotta be kidding.
When he doesn't smile for a whole inning, you know he's hurting.
Glad to see Chase is okay.
Yeah. 1-0 to Guzman. Boy, young Friedrich, welcome to the big leagues. Your first major league start. Look at the hits in this inning. The bloop single by Headley and a broken bat double by Alonso.
You throw a great breaking ball and Alonso gets a base hit. You go, what do I got to do around here? I mean, you start thinking, if that's not good enough, I've got a problem.
Guzman trying to pick up Alonso. 1-2 the count.
One of the few changeups we've seen this afternoon from Friedrich.
I mentioned that too. He hadn't thrown many changeups in a couple of scenarios where I really thought he might take advantage of it. He has not.
Well, Randy, we'll let you go. You've got to get ready for your radio show after the game.
Guys,
we just wanted you to come by and congratulate you on the 15th anniversary.
I appreciate it. I just want you to know that I want to do this on Casual Wednesday, too. I'm not wearing a tie. I want you to know that, guys. All right?
Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
It's an honor to have you, RJ.
Thank you.
Randy,
always good to see you guys.
Number 35.
Thanks for having me.
Lives forever.
Hubba hubba. A ball, 2 strikes the count on Guzman. With Alonso out at second base. Folks here in the San Diego area, you get a chance to listen to Randy do his post-game analysis of Padre games. Always good stuff. Not afraid to say what he thinks. So time as young Rosario goes out to talk with his rookie pitcher.
You know, big responsibility for the catcher today, Rosario. Just trying to make Friedrich feel comfortable out there in every given situation. Not just putting down the numbers, but making his rookie feel comfortable.
Guzman, as he steps in, has the best batting average ever at Petco Park for a Padre with at least 100 plate appearances. But he swings and misses. Strike 3 there. The Padres settle for a run on a couple of hits. It's an unearned run with the error charged by shortstop SCUTARO.
Baseball on Fox Sports San Diego. The Padres right now leading Colorado by a score of 2-0, and a big reason why, Yonder Alonso with that broken bat RBI single. Alonso has hit safely now in 12 of his last 13 games thanks to the hit today. And one more thing about Alonso is Buddy Black talked about his progress at the plate. He said he's settling into his job. He said one of the things that happens when you get traded is sometimes there can be a little bit of pressure to perform, but Alonso's settling it nicely, and he says that nice play at the plate has also translated to him doing well defensively as well. He's not trying as hard. He's doing a great job, as you've seen so far, especially recently, and that's accounted to fewer errors defensively as well. Dick Enberg, Mark Grant, back to you.
All right, Leland. Jonathan Herrera leading off the fourth inning, the switch-hitting infielder. Grounded to short his first time. And he falls behind on the count. Anthony Bass, 2-strike lead on Herrera, to be followed by Gonzalez and then CUDDYER. Well, it's a different lineup when you don't say Tulowitzki and Helton. That bounces in a slider.
Mark Sweeney's down by the dugout, and Marco, I get a feeling, especially after that hit off the bat of Alonso, you know, early in the season that ball's foul. You know?
Yeah, it definitely is. And you know what? He goes back and he says, you know, I want to try a little bit easier. It's a lot easier to do that if you're getting hits.
That ball is hit well to right field, very deep. Back goes Denorfia. Makes the catch right against the auxiliary scoreboard. Herrera got it all, just kept in the yard. 380 foot out.
We're not in Colorado anymore, Toto. F9.
And it left the bat. It looked like it had a serious chance.
He had to battle the sun as well. He's got the shades working. That, you know what? That's not an easy play for Chris
No, it is not. I was thinking the same thing. He had to break straight back, read it looking into the sun. Here's Gonzalez, grounded to second his first time. First pitch in there, a slider.
Dick and Mark, going back to that play, you could see he played it over the top, almost wanting it to come out of the sun. That's the reason why he positioned his body that way. Nice job by Denorfia playing the sun in right field.
And a nice job by you, Mark Sweeney, on the instructional. Remember, you and Chris Denorfia were out in that area talking about outfield play.
All I needed to do is ask questions. He knows how to do it. And the reason why I was a pinch hitter, this young man knows how to play the outfield, and he plays all three positions well.
Ground ball toward the hole. Alonso had to tear him off his glove into shallow right field for a base hit. And that is the third Rocky hit of the day.
Well, I was watching Alonso off the crack of the bat, and I want to keep an eye on Hudson. It looks like Orlando Hudson may have had a play. That's one of those plays where Alonso may be a little bit too aggressive to his right. Hey, it's human nature, right? But as time goes on, you have to know where your second baseman is. You maybe break a step, and then you get back to the bag and let the second baseman make that play.
Or you just get out of the way and the pitcher's covering.
Right.
Which Bass was. So Gonzalez with the third base hit, all singles for the Rockies, with one out here in the fourth inning. CUDDYER out on that great play by shortstop Reno.
Mark Sweeney, the question I pose to you, sometimes it's tough to not be aggressive as a player like Alonso at first base on that play.
Well, you want to be aggressive, and there's nothing wrong with that. With experience comes that. But you also got to know the hitter. Gonzalez is that pull type hitter. You need to understand too, just have communication with Orlando Hudson next to you, and that is something that comes with time, playing with each other, especially in that situation.
Big hole on the right side for the pull hitting CUDDYER. Infield set for a double play, squeeze towards second. Every day of baseball is a good day. Some of the bricks here at Petco Park, and contributing to their support of the Padres and Mr. Padre, Tony Gwynn. Happy birthday again to Tony.
Hey, not only Tony Gwynn, but happy birthday Jim Malone, the strength coach, throwing the plates around down there in the weight room, doing bench presses, doing sit-ups, doing whatever it is he does down there. Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Does he work out?
You think?
A little bit.
When he lifts a semi, you know that he's in good shape. Off the head of the bat. It's a big birthday day. You know, Lane Kiffin, the head coach of the Trojans, a football coach, is 37. Aaron Harang is 34 today. It's his birthday.
You Harang. Happy birthday, Aaron.
And one of my favorites, Candace Bergen.
Ooh, how you doing back in the day?
Oh,
still today.
Oh, yes. What a beautiful lady. Lovely lady in every way. Had a chance to work with her.
Really?
Yeah. As beautiful in all the other ways as she is just to look at.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Billy Joel, 63 today.
Guy's pretty talented. That guy's unbelievable.
He's so good that Joel Billy sings well. CUDDYER spoils another. That went into the upper deck. A nice catch by a fan. Time now for our AT&T trivia question. And the question is, Gwynn is 52 years old today, but there's a current Padre also celebrating a birthday. Do you know who is 28 years of age on this May 9th? The answer in the next half inning. Fouled out of the glove of Hundley, and CUDDYER stays alive. 0-2.
He's only grounded into one double play this year, Michael CUDDYER. I think this could be one of the better acquisitions for the Rockies. Michael CUDDYER.
He has some power. He's a good defensive player.
Saw Jamie Moyer talking with Troy Tulowitzki on the bench, talking about this great game of baseball.
There's a soft liner into left field for a base hit. Just reached out and put the heavy end of the bat on the ball. Not much behind it, but he found the open spot, and CUDDYER moves Gonzalez up to second. His first hit of the day.
CUDDYER gives you good at bats. He'll put a pop into one every once in a while. Hey, hitting in Coors Field as well. But Michael CUDDYER, he can pretty much hit anywhere. Not the best swing, but a good result.
Almost a one-handed swing. So back-to-back singles by Gonzalez off the glove of Alonso, and now CUDDYER finding the hole on the left side. Tying run on for the Rockies, and here's Giambi, and he blooped a single into right field his first time, right center. Denorfia is really playing shallow for Giambi in right field.
You see Chris out in right field banking on that he can go back on a ball.
Two on with one out.
Going back to that at bat to Michael CUDDYER, Anthony Bass had him 0-2, fouled off 4 pitches, and then singling to left field there. That's a good at bat, isn't it?
Indeed. You get a star by that at bat. Gonzalez dancing off second base, bluffed as if he were going to try to steal the last pitch. Two and one, the changeup. Giambi has hit one home run this year. It's a pinch hit home run, a 3-run homer. Now 41 years of age. There they go, and it's fouled at the plate. He just knew that Gonzalez was itching to try. He kept dancing off second to see if the Padres would try to make a move to hold him closer.
And Dick and Mark, coming down here, I looked at Carlos Gonzalez right before that, and you could talk about the nonverbal communication. He talked about reading the ball in the dirt, and he looked at CUDDYER. That might have been a sign for them to steal on that pitch. You have to have that communication without being able to say it. You have to have certain signs. That might have been one of the signs to CUDDYER right there.
Because CUDDYER broke right with Gonzalez. Giambi, fortunately for the Padres, fouling that one off because Cargo had a terrific jump. 2-2 the count, and Hundley out to talk with Bass. First trouble spot for Anthony Bass in the game here in the fourth. One out after the long out by Herrera that drove Denorfia to the wall and right. Singles by Gonzalez and CUDDYER. as the Rockies threaten to take a bite out of the 2-0 Padre lead. Oh, that ball's hit well to right center field. Maben going way back, and that ball one-hops the fence, and both runners are on their way to the plate. Might have a play here, and he is out. 1 run scores as Gonzalez comes in, but CUDDYER right behind him, and the throw just in time to nail him. A close play at the plate, but denied to the Rockies the 2nd run to tie it.
You know, I think Giambi was a matter of inches from hitting a 3-run home run. That ball was hit right at the top of the fence.
Oh my goodness.
Maben plays the carom. What a great concentration by Nick Hundley. 1 runner scores, then he gets in between the runners, blocks home plate, and applies the tag for a big out.
And it was a terrific relay.
Nice.
Oh, that was a close call, but CUDDYER trying to slide through the legs of Hundley, and Tracy not at all convinced, one, that he was out at home, but more importantly might be questioning whether that was a home run or not.
I don't see how it could be a home run. It hit the top of the fence. I don't know what Jim Tracy's maybe he's asking about the play at the plate, but that ball clearly hit the top of the fence. It came back into play.
Yep. Right at the exact top front edge, and that's what kicked it back into the field of play.
Yep.
Took such a big bounce. It's almost like the bounce you see one hop the fence and then comes up.
You know what I don't understand? If in fact that is what he is questioning,
right?
I don't know what the ball could hit to come back in.
Yeah, it's not like it's up against behind a scoreboard or fans or whatever.
Right.
It's a clean look at it, and yet the 4 umpires are all conversing. It's the call of the second base umpire.
They're going to go review it, it looks like.
Brian Onora closest to the play, so here's a delay, and this bothers me a bit because here's where you ice the pitcher. You know, here's where Bass is going to have to wait. And the last time we saw them review a possible home run or not, it took about 10 minutes to decide. There's the ball right there on the top of the fence. It doesn't go over the fence and hit that concrete wall behind, which is not directly behind, or actually those are the concrete seats out there in the park at the park. So that's another 30 feet away. So obviously not a home run, but a run does score on the double. And Giambi winds up at second base. The put out at the plate on the relay was 8-4-2, and a terrific throw by Hudson to the plate to get the out. Now here are the rules on the home run replay. If you've got a half an hour, you can go through those. But down at the bottom, the decision made by the crew chief is final and cannot be argued or protested by either team. Just a matter of some of the options. Is the ball fair or foul on a home run call? Is it out of the park or not? And it's good that they can review a close play, but I'm a bit shocked that Onora wouldn't have. I mean, he's halfway out there to take a look at that. I mean, it's what else could it have hit to make it carry him back into the field of play? So they confirm that it is a double, a near miss by Giambi as he flirted with his second home run of the year. Cuts the Padre lead to 2-1. So 3 straight hits off Bass here in the 4th. And thanks to the relay, Maben to Hudson to Hundley to nail CUDDYER on a close play at the plate. It remains 2-1. Rosario, the catcher, the batter, he lined to right field his first time.
You know, that's the one thing I wanted to elaborate on was the relay. That is something, and Mark Sweeney knows this. Spring training, balls down into the corner, balls into the gap. Everybody's got to line up. Who's in line? Where you hit the guy with the relay. That was perfectly executed.
It was, Mark, and you know, when you have that, everything has to be lined up. Everyone has to be moving in that play, and there's got to be communication. That's the most important thing. Cameron Maben starts it, and he was in position to field that ball off the wall and make an accurate throw. Perino, great relay.
So it was Perino, not Hudson, with a relay throw. The official score, it said 8-4-2. it's worth a review. In fact, that'll be worth probably just guessing might be a discussion on the Padres wrap-up show after the game. You know, the whole idea of executing that relay. It was Perino as they have examined the replay down in the truck. So 8-6-2 if you're scoring on the relay. And so that's 4 plays now by Perino, 2 fielding plays and a great throw as he's contributed defensively. Rosario can't find the 3-1 slider. Here's Maven, and now the shortstop going out into shallow right. Stronger throwing arm than Hudson, and on the fly.
What a great throw.
Big, big, big. Is he playing with a glove and arm today? Full count to Rosario. Giambi at second. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. A slider gets Rosario. And the Padres, with good defense today, maintain the lead 2-1. Padre, and the subject of our AT&T trivia question. Birthday this May 9th. Not only Gwen, but a happy birthday as well to Chase Headley, 28 years old today. And Chase on base both at bats, a walk, and he got a birthday candle single his last time. Lit one up into shallow right field, little trajectory shot. They're chatting about this left-hander they're facing, Friedrich. The line score interesting as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Padres 2 runs on 4 hits, and the Rockies 1 run on 5 hits, and very nearly got a couple of more runs as Giambi missed a home run by inches. Hundley first ball swinging shallow in right center, or right field rather, and toward the foul line. CUDDYER to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Friedrich. Well, you can be a part of all the action with 2012 season tickets. Enjoy great benefits. They're still available on a season ticket basis. Of course, less games, so you pay less money. You get discounted parking, exclusive events, and much more. And it starts as low as $7 a ticket. And the plans are flexible to fit your specific needs. So call 619-795-5555. The Padres average ticket price, the lowest of all the baseball teams, $15.67, but even lower than that when you buy it on a season ticket basis. Hudson lined to left his first time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good changeup. Friedrich is now throwing 63 pitches.
pulled sharply foul.
I've got a little trivia for you, Professor.
All right, I like it.
Since the last name of the pitcher today is Friedrich, if I mentioned Liesel, Louisa, Kurt, Brigitte, Marta, and Gretel, what would that be?
German. Let's see. Those are German or Germanic names, but Austrians are.
Think Austria.
Yeah. And a big mountain with a
Family von Trapp.
Yes. Sound of Music, one of the great motion pictures of all time. And where'd you come up with that? What's that?
Just you don't hear the word Friedrich, or the name I should say.
Got him with a changeup. 5 strikeouts for the young left-hander.
So Friedrich says, so long, farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Mark Sweeney, the young left-hander, has got a good downward plane, good changeup.
He does, and he starts with his fastball, but what I see down here, composure and also focus. He has an understanding of what he wants to do timing-wise, always on the rubber, has good pace.
He trails 2-1, but that's an unearned run, the difference in the game. There's the slow curveball, drops it in there.
I elaborated earlier in the game, but Friedrich spent 10 days with Cliff Lee during the offseason, and the light kind of went on. So very influential, instrumental in this year for Friedrich, visiting Cliff Lee. He dropped 20 pounds, 30 pounds rather. He actually came into camp this year, and the Rockies were like, who's this guy? Came in great shape.
Well, 5 years in the minors with a 19-24 record. So he finally said, hey, I've got too good of stuff. I'm a #1 draft pick.
He was kind of out of shape, had little arm issues. Nothing really major. So he wants to turn it around.
His first big league start, and he's been impressive thus far. 5 strikeouts, only 1 walk. And most of the hits for the Padres, 4 hits, have been of the scratch variety. Strikes out Perino. 6 men punched out in 4 innings for the left-hander. Not from Austria, but from Evanston, Illinois. Innings of play. Jesus Guzman in the first inning, dumping a single into right field to score Chris Denorfia. And then a bloop double off the bat of Alonso made it 2-0. Headley tried to score a 3rd run, but was thrown out at the plate. And then Giambi hits one off the very top edge of the right center field fence for an RBI double and a great relay. Perino in to Hundley, cuts down Cuddyer. That would have been the tying run. So the score 2-1 as we go to the top of the 5th inning, and there are your totals. 2-4-0 for the Padres, 1-5-1, a costly error for SCUTARO of the Rockies that gave the Padres the difference in the game at the moment. That was a error on a ball hit by Cameron Maben, and Maben eventually came around to score on the Alonso broken bat double.
Very cute. Enjoying a big league ball game. That's awesome.
See, very cute. And cuteness would be one circle, but very cute should be a double circle.
Okay, I can do
just
that.
so that way we can identify that. At the end of the year, we go back.
Yeah, but every kid is very cute.
Of course. You know, to me, with my 6 children, I think at 6 months is when they really become people. And the cuteness begins.
Anthony Bass has really turned to the changeup this inning. First pitch of the inning to Nelson was a changeup for a strike.
Nelson on the defensive play of the day hammered one through the hole on the left side, but it didn't get to left field. A great diving glove stop by the shortstop Perino, and there's strike 3. Nelson doesn't agree, but that's strikeout number 4 for Anthony Bass, as it's time now for the Sequan Casino Daycation stat of the game. National League leaders strikeouts per 9 innings. Sanchez of Miami and Gonzalez of Washington. Santana of the Mets, then Hamels. We'll see him next Sunday. Bedard, Garza, Lincecum, and look at that, Anthony Bass, 9.18 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Some good company right there for the youngster Bass.
Bet. That's
swimming with the big fish.
Ground ball, 2-hopper to Perino, a routine play for him. He's been all over that left side of the diamond, and Fowler is out 6-3. 2 outs to the pitcher, Christian Friedrich. Christopher Plummer played the Von Trapp family father, and then here, 40 years later or so, he finally wins an Academy Award this last year. Yeah, the test of time. You think about the movies, Gone with the Wind, Wizard of Oz, Sound of Music.
Great shelf life.
Yeah, forever. They're ahead of their time.
They're the classics. You could throw it in right now and enjoy yourself for 2.5 hours.
Casablanca.
Caddyshack.
Now we're getting down to the real good stuff. Huh?
Animal House.
What's your favorite baseball movie?
Pride of the Yankees. Love that movie. Gary Cooper, Babe Ruth playing himself, Bill Dickey playing himself in that movie as well.
Mine's Field of Dreams.
That's a good one.
Seen it 7 times, cried 7 times.
Yeah.
Friedrich over the mound. Tough play for Hudson. And he gets him by a half stride. 1-2-3 inning for Anthony Bass. We're at the halfway mark in this one. 4.5 in the book.
Park on Fox Sports San Diego. Right now, Padres leading Colorado 2-1. I'm joined by Kristen Bennison. And Kristen, you were part of a huge group of kids today, several thousand, and their parents and teachers for Science Day here at Petco Park. What did you think of the exhibit you got to see before the game?
Oh, we loved it. My kids thought it was amazing. This is our second year coming as a homeschool group. We're with San Diego Christian Homeschools, and this is our second year we got to come to here. And the Fire and Ice show is amazing. They loved the parts with the liquid nitrogen where they got to see ping pong balls explode everywhere. It really allows the kids to see science as a fun experiment.
And Luke Gregerson, one of the relief pitchers, was part of it. What did you think of a Padre getting involved?
Oh, the kids loved it. They love the Padres, and this is our second game of the season that we've gotten to see as a family, and so they just loved watching him up there and listening to him talk and answer questions. It was really special.
So now you get to enjoy the game. How's the rest of the afternoon been?
Good, hot. It's a very warm day, warmer than we were expecting, I will be honest.
So more fire than ice, I'd say.
Definitely now, more fire than ice.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Dick Enberg, Mark Grant, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Layla. It's great to have the young people here with us. 2,200 students for the Science Field Trip Day. Reuben Fleet Science Center in Balboa Park, one of the many great attractions in our world-class Balboa Park. Weak wave and a miss by Bass. He strikes out for the second time, and that's 7 now for Friedrich. So he has had an impressive major league debut, fanning 7 men through 4 1/3 innings. Well, the Rockies, looking for some strength in their starting rotation, may have found a couple here in this series. In Friedrich, Alex White last night, the 23-year-old, pitched at North Carolina. Drew Pomerantz had to leave after 3 innings, had struck by a line drive in the thigh. But he is the more highly regarded of the 3. But the other 2, White and Friedrich, very impressive. First pitch is to the screen.
They're going to have their growing pains, and it's going to take some time. Hey, enjoy the game. Okay, double, right, Dick?
Mm-hmm.
Double circle. I didn't have on the right one.
Denorfia 1 for 2. Broken bat ground ball to the third baseman Nelson. 2 away. Another bat shattered. Well, why don't you cheer your Padres as they take on the Angels of Anaheim Saturday, May 19th. That's a week from Saturday. It's a 7:05 game. 25,000 of you will be able to show your Padres pride with a free Padres rally towel presented by TaylorMade. Don't wait to get your tickets. Go early and save at Padres.com. Or call 619-795-5555.
These kids shooting stuff at the camera.
Maben swings and sends one to the right fielder, CUDDYER. Boy, that's a quick and easy inning for the left-hander Friedrich. 1, 2, 3 go the Padres on 7 pitches. It remains 2-1.
Padres baseball, brought to you by Sequan Casino. Get away for the day at the all-new Sequan Casino, San Diego's destination for casino gaming and excitement. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer. Beautiful day to be out on the water.
Oh my, look at that moss.
Is that, what you call it, red or blonde? What?
Yeah, I would say blonde.
Yeah. It makes me think about, woke up in the middle of the night last night. Why aren't there any, we all love humor. Why aren't there any blonde male jokes?
I got you. There should be.
Yeah. And it just doesn't seem right. And my wife is blonde, and I can't use any of the blonde female jokes because she doesn't think that's very clever.
No, I agree.
But, have you ever heard a blonde male joke?
Equal opportunity, right?
Yeah. How you doing? SCUTARO 1 for 2, and he pounds that one into the second deck. SCUTARO, Herrera. Thinking about that blonde male joke.
Yeah.
And then Gonzalez.
It's a good one.
Yep. Fly ball lifted to right. Long run for Denorfia to the line to make the catch. And here's another one that you can put fans in your category of useless information. That a woman blinks twice as much as a man on the average.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I don't know where to go with that other than the fact that maybe that's why they're not umpires. You might miss a pitch.
Yeah.
Well, there are umpires. They umpire softball, but we're trying to figure, how that would apply to something. But it's a, no, just to tuck away.
It's good to know.
Yeah, it's useless.
You can thrill your friends with that little factoid.
Just like you used to be indecisive, but now you're not so sure.
Right. Good seats right there, right on the dugout.
Oh, man, free tan. Ground ball up the middle. Another chance for Perino. Look at it. Oh, unable to come up with it cleanly. Herrera safe at first as one of the easier plays for Perino. Winds up an error.
Well, I mentioned in the pregame show how the defense has been pretty tight for the Padres lately, and that's just a good old-fashioned boot. In and out of the glove of Perino, the third error for the Padres in the month of May.
He was hurrying to the ball, and it almost was too easy for him. So 1-out error places Herrera at first. He's the tying run, and here's Carlos Gonzalez singled off the glove of Alonso in the fourth, came around to score on the long double by Giambi, the near home run. Hit hard to right over the head of Denorfia, and that'll clamber against the wall. To third goes Herrera. Here's the throw in to Perino, and holding at second base Gonzalez. He ripped that double. Denorfia broke on it, but it was hit so hard that was over his head. And here come the Rockies in the sixth inning. Gates open with the air, second and third, 1 out, and CUDDYER steps up.
You talk about getting extended on a pitch that was on the outer third of the plate, going out and getting it. And Denorfia played that one right. He knew that he had no chance. And if you notice, that carry him off the wall, bare hand, perfectly executed by Chris, getting that ball quickly into the infield and preventing that runner to score. Herrera.
So CUDDYER with a chance, tying run at third, and the go-ahead score at second with 1 out. He singled his last time. Out on a good play made by shortstop Perino in his first at bat. Big Jason Giambi waiting another turn. 2 for 2 today, a single and that RBI double. Infield playing back. They'll give up the tying run to not take a chance on opening up additional room for a base hit that would be a 2-run single. Deep at short, Perino right in the edge of the grass. 2-0. First base open, but the ominous form of Giambi on deck.
Well, that was a changeup to go to 2-0. Or CUDDYER singled to left field on a breaking ball that was well out of the zone. 0-2. It was a good at bat last time up.
Hits this one to right field. That's deep enough to get the run home. Denorfia making the catch at the 3:22 marker. Both runners tag and advance, and the game is even at 2-all as Herrera comes home with an unearned run. And over to third, Gonzalez with 2 outs. Credit CUDDYER with his 19th run batted in of the season. So that run and any other run scored by the Rockies in this 6th inning would be unearned. So both teams benefiting from an error today. And the shift will go on with a runner at third, 2 out. Shortstop Perino moves to the second base side of the bag. Hudson shallow right field. Headley a third of the way off the line at his position. Still getting good velocity, 93 miles an hour, but well out of the strike zone with that first offering.
Well, the slider's been a good pitch for Anthony Bass, along with that changeup.
And here comes Darren Balsley. Bass just looked a little rocky this inning, and just not quite as fluid in his delivery, and Balsley may have spotted something that can be corrected.
Well, it's hot out there. Remember, we were talking to some of the fans in the stands. It's warm out there today. 85 pitches for Anthony Bass might feel like 105 pitching during this day game.
Padres hoping that Bass could give them 7 innings today because the bullpen has been overworked. No one is throwing in the pen for the Padres at the moment.
Last time out for Anthony, he threw 104 pitches against the Miami Marlins.
Now they're going to walk Giambi.
Whoa.
So they'll take their chances on the right-handed hitter Rosario, the young catcher. So the Padres complete this long 9-game homestand, hoping to win today and have a winning record, 5-4. Then they go on a brief road trip, 2 stops, 3 in Philadelphia, 2 in Washington, then right back home, folks, next Wednesday, a week from today. The Dodgers for 2. Dodger fans will want to get your tickets here, and then the Angels come down the freeway to meet the Padres in the weekend series 18, 19, and 20. So 5 outstanding dates for you. Hope you get your tickets early and save. And right back out on the road. St. Louis, New York, and Chicago. That's a long road trip. First pitch to Rosario's in for a strike. Young catcher with runners in scoring position is 0 for 10. Those statistics are well reviewed by the Padres coaching staff. And this one is hit high to left field. Guzman starts in. Now he has to race back. Will he get there? No, it's off the top of the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes Giambi. The throw to the plate. Cut off by Bass. I don't know if that throw was online or not, but Hundley goes over to say to Bass, we had a chance to get Giambi.
They most certainly did. And Nick was upset. As soon as that ball struck, Anthony Bass needs to get behind home plate, see the play developing, either back up home or back up third. And once again, we see another ball inches from going out. Guzman broke in. And where that ball hits, it doesn't matter if he got a good jump.
Right, top of the wall again.
Yeah. Are they going to review that one again? And then you can see Nick was by home plate. Wow.
Doesn't hit the fan. He backs off, and it looks as if that indeed is a long double by Rosario. Another meeting of the minds. Let
with that 2-run shot from Rosario. The Rockies have the lead for the first time, 4-2.
Does that ball change direction as far as when it hit first?
So we'll have another delay here as they'll review whether or not that ball might have touched something beyond the fence. It didn't appear to. It looked as if it hit much like Giambi's home run. And how unusual is that? 2 balls hit in one game, both right at the top of the fence, and carry them back into the field of play. Gonzalez scored easily. And this is Giambi. Hits the front edge of the top of the fence for his double, and then the relay cut down CUDDYER. And with 2 on, Gonzalez able to score from third, and Giambi rumbling all the way from first base as that ball caroms back into the field of play. And on the relay, for whatever reason, Anthony Bass caught in the middle of the diamond, cutting off the throw. We'll not know how far offline the throw was, but it looked like it was going to be in the range of Hundley to make a possible tag on Giambi. Now the top
of
that.
Okay, see, well, the ball hits and then it'll bang.
Yeah, that's an edge. The top of the wall is what, maybe 4 to 6 inches.
So I'm wondering if it hit beyond the pad where it's hard and then pad, so it hit the hard part behind the padding. Does that make sense?
See, there's the top of the wall. Doesn't seem to be an edge there on the top. It's level. But the spin of the ball, perhaps hitting it in caroming back, but it doesn't appear to hit anything else but the top of the wall.
No, the look we got is it hit here and then bounced back into play. See, here's what I'm saying.
So the play stands. 2-run double for Rosario. 9th and 10th RBIs for the young catcher. 3-run inning. All unearned.
But the bottom line at the end of the play, Anthony Bass has got to be backing up. Because I think that it would have been darn close, but I think they may have had a chance at a plate to plate.
This is Nelson. Ball 1. It looked as if the throw might have been up the first base side, but it would have been in the range of Hundley at least to catch it and dive and try to make the tag on Giambi. Right. But Bass took that opportunity away. Rosario out at second base. 2-0. Nelson robbed of a hit by Perino at short, so the ups and downs of a major league game for young Perino. He's just been brilliant in the field, and then he makes an error on an easy ball, and that opened the gates here in the 6th inning, and 3 unearned runs have scored. To the left of Perino. Can't get it. Into center field. Here comes Rosario around third to score. A 4-run inning, and the Rockies now lead it 5-2. RBI single by Nelson. Now, Anthony Bass may be running out of gas, and the bats for the Rockies that have been very quiet for quite a while, losing 8 of the last 10 games, and the first 2 games of this series have come alive here in the 6th inning.
Try to get it on the in-between hop. Andy Perino cannot come up with that. It would have been tough. Well, I take that back, because with the way Andy Perino quickly gets back to his feet, who knows what would have happened if he catches that ball cleanly.
Well, at least if he had kept it in the infield, the run would not have scored. Would have held Rosario at third base. So the 8th man to come up in this inning, Dexter Fowler. He struck out and grounded to short. Fastball 90 miles an hour. So losing a little zip on his heater, Bass. 5-2 now. Rockies lead it. We're in the top of the 6th inning.
Well, that was the 23rd pitch of the inning for Anthony Bass. So day game warmed down on that field, taking a little bit out of the right-hander. I can only imagine. That was pitch number 95 on the afternoon.
Padres have some activity now in the bullpen, and line drive, base hit to right field by Fowler. Denorfia will hold the runner Nelson at second base. So in the inning, safe on an error Herrera with one out. Then the double by Gonzalez, sacrifice fly CUDDYER, intentional walk to Giambi, two-run double Rosario off the top of the fence. Nelson with the RBI single to center, and now a rocket single by Fowler as they've hit around. And out comes Bud Black. Anthony Bass gave him 5 1/3. Good innings, and then the error knocked the door open, and the Rockies rushing through with 4 runs in the inning, and it's a 5-2 game as Bass exits the stage. All the runs unearned, so only one of the 5 scored by the Rockies against the right-hander earned. 2 balls hit deep, both by good fortune for Bass, did not go out of the ballpark but hit the top of the fence. Giambi on the right off the top of the fence, and then Rosario at the very top of the fence as well. Rosario's ball on the right side and Giambi there on the left. So we get our first look at Alex Henshaw, called up from Tucson a day ago. Micah Owings put on the 60-day disabled list, and Blake Ducote going back to Tucson. He's 6'2" and 175. That's his numbers at Tucson. 14 games, 206 batting average allowed. He had some impressive moments in spring training. Caught the eye of Balsley and manager Black. First pitch is well inside.
A little high on the walk side in Tucson. 10 walks in 19 1/3 innings for Alex Henshaw. You know, nobody feels worse than Andy Perino in this inning. That error at shortstop.
The pitcher, Friedrich, is struck out and grounded out. 9th man to bat in this 6th inning for Colorado. Foul back, 1-1.
And you know, we're going to see it over the course of any season with any team. Even the good ones make the routine errors, if you want to call it that, right? The one right there, Andy Perino's, he has flashed some serious leather out there at shortstop. Good arm, good glove. Hey, it just happens. And it hurts.
Made the tough plays, a lot of them today. And one of the easier, he just didn't come up with it. That one grounded foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the pitcher Friedrich. Henshaw, like his manager Bud Black, college ball at San Diego State, an Aztec. He said that growing up, his parents were both working, and His grandmother was the big influence. She loved baseball and she taught him the game. Would sit and watch games with him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. .93 on his fastball. And if you're left-handed and can throw it that well, you can get some work somewhere.
So we're watching him taking his warm-up pitches. That fastball you mentioned, Dick, slider, split, curveball from Hinshaw.
2 on, 2 out, 2-2 to Friedrich. Strike 3. 93 on that fastball, and finally the inning comes to an end. 9 men come to bat. 4 runs on 4 hits, all unearned, the runs. And we go to the last of the 6th inning. The Padres down by 3. Half of the inning, and here come the Padres. It'll be Headley, Alonso, and Guzman to hit. Tyler Colvin has gone into play first base defensively for Giambi. As we remind you, Friday on Fox Sports San Diego, a new episode of Padres POV. Throughout the season, you'll get a special inside look at the Padres from the players' point of view. Friday, 3 o'clock on Fox Sports San Diego, presented by Sycuan Casino. And the defensive move with the lead. Colvin for Giambi at first base. Meanwhile, young Christian Friedrich has retired the last 7 in a row and now can lean on a 3-run lead. Headley takes a strike. On his birthday, 28 today, a walk and a single for Headley. Yeah, that Cliff Lee mentioned, Mark Grant, that working with mentoring this young left-hander, and he does. He has that same, a similar build, nice, easy windup. Doesn't seem to overthrow.
Getting up on top, getting that good downward plane, using that big frame of his.
Almost hit him in the foot. 1-2. He's 6'4" and 215. He's drafted in that first round in 2008. Some good players taken, as we mentioned, Alonso being one of those. Padres in that first round took Alan Dykstra, and a big disappointment. Not even with the organization now. Andrew Kashner was the 19th pick overall in that 2008 draft.
That's how he gets up on top. That's how you get that downward plane, down and in.
And that pitch to Headley a changeup down and in. So Headley working the count from 0-2 to full count again. He has the only walk allowed by Friedrich today. Line drive, whoa, right back through the box. And these young pitchers for the Rockies in every game have had to get out of the way of a screamer right back through the middle. That one didn't hit Friedrich, thank goodness. But the two men preceding him, Alex White last night was hit, and Drew Pomeranz was nailed as well. So 2 for 2 for Headley on his birthday and a walk.
Coming right back at you. Hockey suit. Look out.
Trying to get something started to get the Padres in a comeback mode. Alonso fouled out and doubled in a run with a broken back double to left field last time up. One ball and one strike. Young Rosario likes to show off that arm. He's got a good one.
That's why when a runner at first or second, wherever, after that secondary lead, you got to bust it back to the bag. You got to bust a move. Don't just stand there. Bust a move back to the bag.
Breaking ball off the edge, 2-1. '86 pitches now for Friedrich, who has impressed his boss in his major league debut. High fly ball. Easy chance out there for Fowler. One away. And here's a look at Friedrich's highlights with 7 strikeouts. Only the one walk to Headley. And one of the 2 runs earned.
And the one thing that really impresses me about the young Christian Friedrich is his command of the strike zone, pounding the strike zone with all of his pitches. He was only 1 walk this afternoon. That's what you mentioned, Dick. That was in the first inning to Chase Headley. 7 strikeouts. He's got 3 runs to work with, but good sharp breaking ball, good slider, and good downward tilt on that fastball down and into righties.
Guzman singled in a run on a soft single to right field back in the first inning and struck out swinging in the third.
Matt Belisle heating up for the Rocks.
Shown a lot of poise, Friedrich. That one clipped foul.
See, that's a tough pitch to catch up to after the first pitch hammer, right? First pitch curveball, soft, and then bang. Good downward tilt on that fastball. Tough to square that up.
Yeah, he had Guzman tied up on that one.
They've got 3 good young ones in the starting rotation for the Rockies.
Ground ball to the left side, diving stop, then the throw from the knees, and out at first base is Guzman. Colvin almost came off the bag a bit too quickly. Good play by Nelson at third.
Looks like Nelson was thinking about going to second base. But in this situation, he's thinking, you know what? I don't want to create a big inning for the Padres. I need to get an out. And Nelson, hey, there are 3 outs in this league. Oh, there are? Oh, my bad.
Maybe that's why he didn't go to second.
He thought there were 3 outs.
So a chance to pick up one of the runs as Hundley steps in 0 for 2. Here's the slow curveball. Down to 73 miles an hour on that delivery. Just to get one of the runs back would really help here in the 6th. Cut back into the lead, make it 5-3.
I'd like to see Nick lay into one here.
2-0. Orlando Hudson on deck. With 2 outs, Headley ready to roll from second. And a high fly ball, foul territory. Colvin glasses down, gives way to the second baseman. And it's Herrera with the catch. And the Padres are gone in the 6th. On to the 7th, 5-2, Colorado.
Rockies with the lead. Looked pretty good for the Padres early, hoping for good things here with a lot of baseball left to be played. Coming up in the post-game show, going to talk about a few quirky plays here at Petco, some things under review.
Yeah, I thought that was really strange, especially the first one, because there's no backing against that wall. That was the strange thing for me for the umpire's standpoint.
So coming up in the post-game show, you're going to see just what it is the umpires have to review, what the specifications are for those decisions, and what the manager can and can't do in the way of requesting one. Fact is, they can't, but you'll see under what conditions the umpires will take a second look. Also in the post-game show, Yonder Alonso doing pretty well again, and you'll see really how well he's hitting against lefties. Might surprise you a bit, and you're going to hear from the manager, Buddy Black. All that and more coming up in the post-game show. Dick and Mark.
All right, gentlemen, look forward to that. Always an outstanding job. Going to wrap up the activity and assimilate the various plays, good, bad, and indifferent, and unusual. Alex Henshaw goes to work in his second inning. He'll face the top of the order, SCUTARO, Herrera, and then Gonzalez. SCUTARO 1 for 3 on the afternoon. .362 lifetime against the Padres, and he's had a good series. Curveball in for a strike. Padres aiming at a third consecutive win, which would be their longest streak of the season. They had a 2-0 lead and then 2-1 when Giambi hit the ball off the top of the fence. Little pop fly, and Hudson has a beat on it. 1 away.
Sunday, May 20th, your Padres are going to take on the Angels. First pitch is at 1:05. Hey, get to the park early and enjoy a special pregame ceremony as part of the Padres salute to the military child presented by Tri-West. Don't wait. Get your tickets early. Get online at Padres.com or get on the horn at 619-795-5555. Another great way to honor the military. Spouses, children, everybody.
Yeah, Sundays are indeed very special here at Petco. Herrera, switch hitting infielder, grounded to short, sent a deep out to right field, batting left-handed off Bass. Safe on that error by shortstop Perino that started things in the 6th inning. 4 men scored, all unearned against starter Anthony Bass, and we're at 5-2. Slider misses. 1-1. Rockies go from here to Los Angeles for a 3 on the weekend as we look at Rex Brothers warming up in the bullpen. And then they play 2 at San Francisco, a 3-stop road trip for The men in the grays. Fly ball, Denorfia. 2 away.
It'd be nice for Alex Hinshaw to get a nice outing, hold the Rockies at 5, and never know what's going to happen later. Possibly walk away with a victory and hopefully a sweep.
Again, if you're just joining us, lots of young guys and girls here. Reuben Fleet Science Center Science Field Trip Day, 2,200 of them watching some outstanding experiments before the game out in the park at the park, and then coming back into the stadium to enjoy the action. Carlos Gonzalez has grounded out, singled off Alonso's glove, and then doubled over the head of Denorfia the last time. His average up to 318. He gets such torque on his swing. You know, every time I see him swing, I think about young Tiger Woods and all that twist and torque and how he generates the power. Just hope that back will stay in place for his career. Gonzalez. Good breaking ball. Fooled him. Curveball. 1-2.
Yeah, that looked like more of a looping curveball than the previous pitch. More, the slider and then the curveball here straightens him up. Fastball up and away.
One tailing way outside.
How about a breaking ball down and away here? How about a fresco?
Popped out of play when Hinshaw got the word that he was coming up to the big leagues again. He'd been in the majors with San Francisco on a couple of occasions briefly. The Tucson team was in New Orleans. He barely got there, and it was announced by Terry Kennedy, you're going to the big show. They got on a plane, arrived here in San Diego, tried to take a nap, tried to re-energize.
Yeah.
And then he said, high fly ball. Center fielder Maven. He said, now quickly finish. I opened up a sliding glass door, smelled the ocean breeze, and I was like, I'm not going to go back to sleep. I'm in San Diego.
Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go.
A little skate along the concrete there at Mission Beach, along the sand. Part of our great culture here in San Diego.
Hey, get the rollerblades out.
Padres up last of the 7th. They need 3 to tie. And Rex Brothers comes in to pitch for the Colorado Rockies. And what a job by young Christian Friedrich in his debut as a major leaguer. 6 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned, 5 hits, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. And there are Brothers numbers on the season. Very high opponent batting average, 362. And he starts Hudson 2-0. Perino, and then the pitcher spot for the Padres here in the 7th. I can't imagine the Rockies being even any more delighted than what they saw in Friedrich today.
A great debut for the young left-hander.
Showed poise and stuff, control. 3-0. Hudson trying to get on there and get something started here in the home half of the 7th. Speaking of young players in the Padre organization, Fort Wayne shortstop Jace Peterson, he was the #2 draft choice last June, went 5 for 8 yesterday in a long extra inning game. He's shortstop hitting .325. I really like him. He had more football in college and really showing his growth in baseball and confirming the Padres' evaluation of his talent. 20,059 the attendance today. Fouled at the plate, and the count full now to Orlando Hudson.
Well, hopefully the Padres can do something with this Rockies bullpen. Their ERA is towards the bottom tier of the National League as far as relievers are concerned, a 4.11 ERA. Their starters collectively, fewest innings pitched, relievers most innings pitched in the National League. A lot of work down in that bullpen for the Rockies this year.
Yeah, they haven't been getting the starting pitching that we have seen today from Friedrich. Spoils a good pitch there.
Cuteness, double circle. You betcha.
You can never feel down when you get a hug from a little honey like that. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hudson trying to work his way on, get something started here in the 7th. Lift his shallow fly ball to right field, and CUDDYER circles under it, 1 away. Well, we look ahead to the Philadelphia series. It's not going to be easy for the Padres. Phils have their top arms ready. It'll be Richard and Worley going on Friday night. It'll be 3:30 for Padres Live. Then Joe WILIN seeking his first major league win. All he does is draw Roy Halladay, the Cy Young star. And then on Sunday afternoon, that game at 10 o'clock for Padres Live, Volquez goes for a second win against Cole Hamels, who will be off the 5-day suspension. And they got him stacked up. Good arms in Philadelphia. Perino takes a strike on a fastball at 96.
Hey, Dick, what's your feeling on suspensions for starting pitching? You think it should be days or starts?
Well, when you say a 5-day suspension, it's almost like no suspension, because you just get an extra day off and you're right back in the rotation. It isn't much of a penalty. You're right. Where an everyday player, a regular player, 5 days, you miss 5 games.
And they get hurt in the pocketbook as well, right? Because there was a fine.
Yes, there was a fine. Yeah, you know, that's an interesting point.
I think it should be starts, like 2 starts.
So you figure that if you're in a 5-day rotation, it's really a 10-day suspension. Just missed as he fires a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. This left-hander can really get it up there.
Yeah, Brothers can get it up there about 96, 97 on the fastball. Slider and a changeup.
And yet he's given up 17 hits in 11 in the 3rd innings.
Control can be an issue as well, and when he falls behind, it looks like he has to bank on that #1, and I think hitters key on that. And that's maybe how they're getting their hits.
In the dirt.
Yeah, 362 batting average against. That's just way too high. Will Venable has come out of the dugout with a bat. He's in the on-deck circle. Apparently will hit for Alex Henshaw. Another chance in right field, a long run for CUDDYER, and that ball falls in fair territory, and Perino puts on the brakes and heads back to first base. So a parachute single down the right field line by Andy Perino. Maybe that'll open the gates. With the Padres, that brings up Venable, the pinch hitter.
I really didn't think that ball was going to stay fair, so good for Andy Perino getting on base. Brothers tries to jam him. Just fair. Thank you very much.
One out single for Perino. That's the Padres' 6th hit in the game. They really haven't hit the ball hard at all. They didn't against Friedrich. Most of the hits were soft variety, much like that one. Venable hitting .247 on the season. Rosario wanted that away, and it was up and in. Venable against left-handers, decent, .273. Actually a better average against left-handed pitching than right-handers. Way outside, 2-0.
Will's got to be thinking left field here, and that's where the shift is being played. As you take a look at Brad Brock, Josh Spence heating up in the Padre pen.
Look at that wide gap between the right fielder CUDDYER and center fielder Fowler. Right center field.
Look at there and there. So they're banking that he hits the ball in the air the other way, but also a big hole on the left side in between short and third as well. That 5.5 hole. Let's see if he counters with a fastball in.
3 balls and no strikes, so another ball, and Venable works brothers for a walk. The tying run will come to the plate. Chris Denorfia, leadoff man, is on deck. Ball 4, didn't come close. Tying run does come to the plate with 1 out. Venable to first, Perino to second, and Denorfia the hitter. It's just that for a manager, it's just that hopeless feeling that when a pitcher doesn't throw strikes, there's no defense.
Right.
What can we do? Come on, make him hit the ball. And Jim Tracy has seen enough of brothers. He's going to go to the bullpen and bring in a right-hander to face the right-hander Denorfia. Now will Bud Black counter with Mark Kotze, who's sitting on the bench, who would represent the tying run. We'll see when we return.
Petco. Having a good time on this Wednesday afternoon. We invite you to follow Fox Sports San Diego's coverage of the Padres with MLB.com at @BAT12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and much more. Text @BAT to 31826. Visit Padres.com for details. So 2 on, 1 out. DeNorfia, representing the tying run, will take a strike from Matt Belisle. It was 1-2 with a 2.51 ERA, as you can see, at 24 batting average against.
You're going to get something to hit as well. 1 walk in only 14 and a third innings pitched for the veteran right-hander Belisle.
Checks his swing. Did he go? Yes, says first base umpire. Padres didn't think so. At least the fans let their voice be heard. Alfonso Marquez said he went around. Close. So 2 strikes on DeNorfia, who singled and scored in the first inning, and he's grounded to third the last 2 times up. Had a beautiful shot.
Oh, yeah.
Right down into the heart of our city.
A nice shot would be a double in the gap.
Good thinking. A ball, 2 strikes. DeNorfia. Padres trail by 3. They've got 2 on with 1 out here in the 7th. Cameron Maben would be next. Manager Black is saving the left-handed bat of Kotze for later. Didn't want to take a chance on taking that pitch, so he clips it foul.
It's one of those pitches from Belisle that's the slider down and away that you have to offer at because it's so close. It's one of those quality balls that I talk about quite a bit. It's not one of those that's in the dirt that a lot of hitters just spit on. It's close enough to where you have to take a half and take a defensive swing.
Another chopper to third. The runners advance, and DeNorfia is out. So 3 straight times he's grounded to third base, and Nelson throws across to Colvin for the out. Padres have a couple of men in scoring position for Cameron Maben. Base hit would play mighty big right here. Tighten the gap. He has sacrificed, safe on an error, and scored. And fly to right, 0 for 2 for Maben. His average dropping down to 210 on the season. So he and Nick Hundley and Chase Headley, although Headley's got a couple of hits today, have had trouble buying a base knock. Perino at third. Venable at second. Ground ball to third. Nelson across. Inning over. Padres leave 2 in scoring position. We're on to the 8th inning. Rockies by 3.
They got 4 unearned runs. The error by Perino has been spectacular until that point. And here come the Rocks. A double by Gonzalez to right field. A sacrifice fly scored the first run off CUDDYER after an intentional walk to Giambi. Rosario with that shot off the top of the fence. And the ball cut off surprisingly by Bass, and a line drive to right field by Dexter Fowler. And that was it for Anthony Bass as the Rockies scored 4 runs on 4 hits. The 1 critical error to take the 5-2 lead. Padres had led 1-0 and 2-0. Then 2-1 on Giambi's near home run that knocked in a runner in the 4th inning. So we've had 2 shots that were within inches of being home runs, both by the Rockies, Giambi and Rosario. And speaking of home runs, the power shortage for the Padres is alarming. Since Hudson hit a home run on April 25th, the Padres have had 423 at bats, and the only home run was that pinch home run by Mark Kotsay. 423 at bats, actually 424 now. So somewhere there's some home runs being kept in storage. Maybe they'll we'll find the key on the road in Philadelphia and Washington. Josh Spence, the new pitcher for the Padres, faces CUDDYER, Colvin, and Rosario here in the top of the 8th inning. So in his major league first appearance as a Padre, he has played in the big leagues with the Giants. Alex Henshaw goes an inning and a third. Retired all 4 men that he faced, 1 strikeout. And now the Aussie on the mound, the Magician. 2-1 the count. CUDDYER 1 for 2, a sacrifice fly today. Line drive, base hit. Guzman will get it in, and CUDDYER solid single to open the 8th inning.
He had a pretty good day. Sac fly, single, another single. Josh Spence knows that he's got to keep that fastball down. Last time out for Josh was on Sunday against the Miami Marlins. Inning, surrendered 1 hit.
Rockies now in double figures in the hit column. That's their 10th. Colvin, they keep track of everything statistically, and he's hitting .306 overall, but especially tough in the late inning. 7th inning on, he's hitting .381. His first at bat today came in defensively for Giambi, who had a 2 for 2 afternoon, a single and a long double off the right center field wall that drove in a run. Popped up, and that'll make it into the crowd. Well, it's testimony to how tough it is to rally in today's baseball because of the excellence of the bullpens and specialists and relief corps. Going into this game, when the Rockies trail going into the 7th inning, they're 0-12. When the Padres trail going into the 7th inning, they're 1-12. So it's just tough to come from behind. Bullpens have such wonderful specialists that make it tough. So when you win one in a late inning rally, you've done something.
And that's why, from an offensive standpoint, that's why pinch hitting is so tough. And the Padres have done so well this year because you're hitting against their 7th inning guy. You're hitting against their setup guy.
Fresh.
And their closer.
It's not like a starter who can kind of work a batter and, you know, use a pitch here or there. Yeah, every pitch means something out of that pen, and they're ready to fire. Swing and a miss. Way out in front is Colvin of that slider.
That slider was 79 miles an hour out of the hand of Josh Spence. Tough to stay back on that. Just flipping it up there.
Randy Jones must be smiling.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't with us. Randy joined us in the booth earlier in the game. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with another slider. That'll bring up Rosario.
This was a hanger, too. Josh wanted that one down and away. He misses with location. Right down the middle of the plate, and Colvin swings right through it.
The catcher Rosario is lined to right, struck out, and doubled off the top of the left field wall to knock in 2 runs in that 4-run 6th. Those 2 runs breaking the 2-2 tie, and then Nelson singled in another. Lowest bullpen ERA, the Reds leading the way, the Padres second.
Well, how about the Astros, huh?
Runner goes. Not even a chance for Hundley as CUDDYER had a running start. Third stolen base for Michael CUDDYER. So 1 out and CUDDYER in scoring position. Keep your eye on CUDDYER. No rule that says you can't try to steal third on the next pitch. Two and 0 now to Rosario. And with the 1 out, that's the time the green light's out for a steal of third. Safe lead. Healthy cut. This young 23-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Looks as if the Rockies have a good one in him.
And Josh Spence heating it up at 85. Whew. That's his best stuff there.
You could hear that one sing.
Oh, yeah.
Waltz and Matilda.
Would be a bad idea for a pickoff attempt at second base.
Way out in front of the changeup at, well, or slider they say on the scoreboard, but has a changeup in the 70s.
This ball goes down and away to Rosario.
Two balls, 2 strikes the count. Venable stays in the game in right field for DeNorfia. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another changeup. 2 strikeouts back to back. Colton and Rosario go down at the offerings of Josh Spence.
You know, a pitcher reads the way a hitter swings the bat, right? So when you see Rosario coming out of his shoes, what a great way to counter than throwing the changeup. And he threw back-to-back changeups, just screwing him right into the ground. He's geared for the fastball. So Spence counters with the changeup. Nice sequence by the Aussie.
And of course that directed by the man behind the plate, Nick Hundley. Chris Nelson robbed of a hit by Perino at short, struck out and singled in a run. His single up the middle accounted for the 4th run in that 6th inning. Lifetime against the Padres, hitting right at .400. Chris Nelson. He's always been a tough man to get out for San Diego. Eighth inning here at Petco Park. 20,059 on a sunny Wednesday afternoon. Cheered the Padres to a 2-0 lead, but the Rockies have rallied in that 4-run 6th inning and now enjoy a 5-2 lead. Slider low and inside. A ball and a strike to Chris Nelson. Five runs, 10 hits for the visitors. Home team with 2 runs and 6 hits. Good catch made by a fan in the 3rd row, 2nd deck. And that was without a glove. Yeah, you did a good job there.
Got to have those sunglasses on. Another big swing, huh? How about a changeup right here? Nelson took a big hack at that hanging curveball from Spence.
And Spence a pitch away from striking out the side here in the 8th inning. CUDDYER still out at second base, 2 out. Another foul off the bat of Nelson. It was a slider. Padres in the last half of this 8th inning will have Headley, Alonso, and Guzman in the middle of the lineup to go against. Apparently Matt Belisle will stay in and work the 8th. Fly ball shallow and right. That's going to drop inside the foul line. That'll go for a base hit, and in comes the 6th run of the game as CUDDYER scores from second base. And a little soft floating fly ball single off the bat of Chris Nelson. So he's got a couple of RBIs today. Continues to hit freely against Padre pitching. Sometimes it's just the uniform brings it out of you. He's a .220 hitter, but against the Padres hitting .400.
And it did look like it was a changeup down and away.
That's a big run.
Yes, it is.
6-2 Rockies. Dexter Fowler single in 3 trips, struck out and grounded out. So a stolen base by CUDDYER put him in position to romp home on that. What do you call them? Duck snorts?
Well, yeah. I'd like to use another term, but yeah, duck snort. Texas leaguer. I wonder why they call them Texas leaguers like that.
I always thought it was because it wasn't a major league drive, that it's the kind of hit you'd get in a minor league base hit.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. See, I learned something from
Well, I'm not saying
day.
That's right, but that's just what I always thought.
If it's coming from you, it's right.
Thank you, honey. Would you put that in writing? I'll take it to my address at home and see if it works at our residence. Fouled at the plate by Fowler. 1-1 the count.
Oh, this kid is he's still trying to get that camera. Hey, tell your mom and dad you want some more cotton candy.
1 ball, 1 strike. And he goes to 2-1, the changeup. You can see why they steal on Josh Spence. He's got that little extra move in his kick toward home plate that tips off his delivery.
Plus, he doesn't throw that hard, so that it's almost like throwing an off-speed pitch every time, right? So the runner might get in, an extra step and a half or so.
He falls behind Fowler, 3-1. See how quietly the news was made that the television deal between Fox Sports has finally been approved by Major League Baseball. The long 20-year deal with the Padres kind of went by quietly, but thank goodness that's over. High foul fly, and Alonso calls off Hundley and makes the catch. Tough play. But the Rockies score another on a couple of hits. Last of the 8th we go, 6-2 Rockies. 6-2 Friday, first of 3 in Philadelphia. Clayton Richard, 1-4, will go for the Padres against the Phil's Vance Worley. Worley beat the Padres here at Petco earlier in the series. Tough right-hander is 2-2 with a 2.84 ERA. Matt Belisle into the 8th inning. Chase Headley on his birthday, number 28, is 2 for 2 with a walk. Turns it around, hitting left-handed. Fouls it back. Alonso and Guzman to follow here in the home half of the 8th inning. Pulled fair is the call, and Headley still at home plate thought it was foul. First base umpire said fair ball, caught the corner of the bag. Headley didn't see it that way, and he walks to the dugout. 1 away.
I don't know, Chase, let's take a look. Kind of tough to tell where the ball hit.
You see the umpire at first called it all the way. Alonso, a bloop double off a broken bat to knock in a run today. He's 1 for 3. Padres have scored just 8 runs in the series, and 4 of them knocked in by Alonso, who hits another ball the opposite way right through the 5.5 hole. So 2 for 4 for Alonso. Hitting streak now at 7 games with a couple of hits today, and 12 of the last 13 games with a base hit, and his average in that span of 13 games right at 400.
Hitting the ball where it was pitched, not trying to pull that baseball, and once again on the sweet spot. Well, he'll fight some pitches off, break a bat, get a single. That was a clean single to left.
That's the best hit ball all day for a base hit by the Padres. Guzman looped a single to drive in a run in the first inning. He has struck out and grounded out.
How about multiple base runners and a long one?
The old bloop and a blast formula times 2. 1-1. Guzman looking for his first home run of the season. There's a youngster can run home almost. He's just saying, look at me, I can stand right up. I don't have to do that crawling thing anymore. Ground ball up the middle, base hit to center field for Guzman. So 2 on here in the 8th inning on back-to-back singles by Alonso and Guzman, both well hit. So Jesus Guzman, a couple of base hits. 8 now in the game for the Padres.
Station-to-station baseball here for the Padres in the 8th. 2 good swings. Alonso, Guzman, look out. Yeah, what is it with these Padre hitters just going right up the box?
They really, pitchers for the Rockies, endangered species in this series. Nick Hundley, overdue. A strikeout, a flyout, and pop up today. 2 for the last 32 for the popular catcher, the Padres. 1 swing had put the Padres right back in this game. Ball 1. Orlando Hudson on deck. We're in the 8th inning. Rockies by 4. But with 1 out, Alonso and Guzman with hard hit singles, and Hundley now with a chance. Late on that swing.
You can bet one thing, that Belisle is going to try to keep the fastball, the breaking ball away from Hundley. He wants to give him right field. And with that said, CUDDYER is playing way over towards the right field line.
You saw Mark Kotze bat in hand, anticipating that he will be employed in these last 2 innings.
He doesn't want to throw anything middle in. That's something Nick Hundley can pull with authority.
High fly ball. Fowler waits in center. And Hundley's 0 for 4. 2 out.
And Hudson, the hitter.
And just as I said that, Bilal tries to go inside, and that ball was a crushable pitch for Nick Hundley. Just couldn't square it up. You see his hands come in a little bit, can't get extended, work underneath it for the pop fly.
Hudson is 0 for 3, line to left, struck out and flied out. Padres scored in the first inning, a single to Norfia, came around and scored on Guzman's 2-out bloop single to right. Out of play. Made it 2-0 in the third. Error on Maben's ball, and Maben eventually came around on a broken bat looping double by Alonso, so 2-0. And then the Rockies came storming back. Giambi with a RBI double off the top of the right center field wall, and then the 4 runs in the 6th inning. All unearned, but a lot of big hits by Colorado, including a 2-run double by the catcher WILIN Rosario off the top of the left center field wall. 2 near home runs go for RBI doubles for the Rockies today. Two on, 2 out, 2 strikes on Hudson. Delivered that triple late yesterday. A big insurance run in the 3-1 victory. Struck him out. Got him with a curveball. Padres leave 2 in the 8th. We go to the 9th. Colorado 6, San Diego 2. Guys in the tape truck with the editing, Bill, Robbie, and Craig. Well done. What they can do in just a short amount of time, make a little mini movie like that.
Actually, that's Bill Pettigrew riding that bike, getting the tape to the truck so they can put it on there and play it. He's down at the beach all the time. Great job, guys.
Top of the 9th, and Jordan Pacheco will pinch hit for the pitcher Belle. Pacheco a starter at third base the first 2 games of the series. Last night had a couple of hits, 2 for 5, including a double. Josh Spence still on the hill. Drive to right center and shallow, and that's falling in a hurry for a base hit. Now Pacheco loops a single into right center to lead off the 9th. Boy, there have been a lot of base hits that just found grass today.
It's nothing, you know, that's the beauty of the game. You don't have to crush everything, hit a line drive. All that territory out there just begging to embrace a little fly ball. It counts as a number in that hit column for both sides. That's the 12th hit now. 6 runs and 12 hits for the Rockies as they're back to the top of the order, and SCUTARO, who's 1 for 4. Carlos Gonzalez, Michael CUDDYER, Giambi, and Nelson all with a pair of hits to lead the Rockies. Well, with 5 games on the short road trip, 3 in Philly and 2 in Washington, perhaps those more convenient, cozy ball yards for the hitters will bring out some more power from the Padres, awaken those bats. Three balls and a strike to SCUTARO. See if Jim Tracy puts on a play here. Yes, hit and run, and that's a high drive. SCUTARO to left field. Guzman still going to the warning path and makes the catch. All the way to second base was Pacheco, and he scampers back to first. SCUTARO just missed his first home run of the season. With his power, it's surprising he doesn't have a home run.
I thought we were going to have another ball off the top of the wall there, but Guzman hauls this one in off the bat. Thought it had a chance. Day game, ball has a tendency to travel a little bit more. Just got under it a little bit too much, and big out for Josh Spence.
Jonathan Herrera 0 for 4, safe on the air by Perino that started the 6th inning. He scored a run. Herrera and Fowler. Actually, only Herrera without a base hit in the starting lineup for the Rockies.
Fastball. Oh, there he is. He's getting around now.
Round and second. Can I go to third? Show off. Base hit to center field, so Herrera joins the hit parade. Everyone in the starting lineup with a base knock, including Pacheco hitting in the pitcher's spot.
Well, after the game, stay tuned for Padres Live. Mike Pomeranz, Mark Sweeney, Mark Loretta have a complete wrap up of the game, including live interviews, Bud Black post-game press conference. Padres Live brought to you by Cox Communications after the game right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
They do a terrific job, and folks, when you consider the fact that those shows are planned, produced,
I'll take
all on the fly.
Bachelor number 2 I'll take.
The silhouette.
How you doing?
You're easy. That give the fans an appreciation of what has to be done in a short amount of time. You have a ball game, and from that ball game you have a whole 1-hour presentation that is entertaining, informative, some humor,
sure,
if you're right, and it's so well done. I mean, we've just worked with Mark Sweeney and Michael Pomeranz just this month and a half or so, and the enthusiasm and the passion that they put into those shows, it's to be applauded. Well done, men, and we look forward to what you have for us today. Carlos Gonzalez sends a ball high into the San Diego sky, and Hudson squeezes it for the second out. So Gonzo 2 for 5 on the day, brings up cleanup hitter CUDDYER 2 for 3, scored a run, drove in a run with a sacrifice fly. In the bottom of the 9th, the Padres' last call. It'll be Perino, Venable, and the pitcher's spot. Actually, leadoff spot is where Spence rests.
You know, while we're on the subject of the pre and post game show, which everybody does a great job, but you know, people like Max Michalak, Jason Lewis, Ed Barnes, the producers that put that show together, that's a lot of work.
I mean, it's producing a 1-hour first-rate television show literally every day. The baseball season is quite relentless.
Yeah. Of course, Michael Odino's our director. I'm not quite sure what he does down there, but I'm supposed to say his name. I'm kidding. Michael Odino is awesome. I'm a big fan.
Well, you know you're a big fan.
Love the guy.
Because you love all those little kid shots, and Odino just wears you out with them. I mean, that's just, how many have we taken today? Well, a pitching change being made, and Spence goes out. Did allow a run on 4 hits in his inning and 2/3. And that gives us a chance to look ahead to Philadelphia. Well, it looks like you've got the left side, the Padres, you add up their 1-loss total, 2 wins and 10 losses for the 3 starters. Doesn't mean they can't win all 3, Richard, WILIN, and Volquez. And then you get the Phils, who are 5-9 and 5 of those 3, and they're probably disappointed there are not more wins there. Halliday's 3-2. He probably figures he should be 5-0, 6-0. But the Padres put one of those L's on Holiday. Wouldn't that be nice to have Weebush win his first major league game and beat Holiday in the process? That'll be one you want to be aboard for. 3:30 Friday night, Saturday night for the Padre live show, and then 10 o'clock on Sunday.
You know, I look at Vance Worley, and the one thing that sticks out in my mind, remember he pitched here in San Diego, 7 solid innings, struck out 11 Padres. He did not give up a run and scattered 4 hits. So that's a pretty good trifecta for Charlie Manuel and the Fighting Phils.
Brad Brock comes in to pitch for the Padres with 2 outs and 2 on here in the top of the 9th. Brock and Spence and Hinshaw all used today because they were the 3 that didn't throw yesterday or last night. So Spence, an inning and 2/3, allowed 1 run earned on 4 hits. Struck out a couple, didn't walk anyone. Looking at the National League East, and the Padres hoping to put a dent in the leaders. The Nationals 18-11, a half game in front of Atlanta. Then the Mets have had a good start, haven't they? And Miami as well. We've seen what they have to offer, and who would have thought Philadelphia would be down in the cellar 5 games out.
Yeah, early on in the season, you look at Atlanta. On paper, everybody talks about the teams during spring training, and a lot of people had said that it was going to be a tough year for Atlanta. You never know.
No, they always seem to be there when it counts in September. In Philadelphia, just treading water right now. You know they're going to make a move. Brock working to CUDDYER. 2 on, 2 out here in the top of the 9th. Trying to hold that score at a 4.4 run lead for the visitors. Fastball at 91 from Brock. Pacheco at second. Herrera at first on base hits. Strike 2. Folks in the area might want to go out and see Lake Elsinore play tonight. Fouled away. Carlos Quinton is expected to be in the lineup, and Tim Stauffer is scheduled to start that game. They're hopefully for both of them, from their point of view, their last rehab assignment, and then able to join the club. They're expected to be on the road trip to Philadelphia and Washington, and if Stauffer goes well, just doing the math ourselves, pitches on Wednesday, so 5 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday in Washington, he might be the starter. 2-2. CUDDYER fouls another. Well, the time we've seen the Rockies 6 games now, SCUTARO and CUDDYER are impressive. They just foul off a lot of pitches.
They're pests up there.
Tough at bats.
Two good pickups by the Rockies, who are trying to break out of a 5-game losing streak today, losing 8 of the last 10. They're farther behind the Dodgers in first place than they have been all year. They start today 6.5 out, just 2 games in front of San Diego. Full count, runners go, and another foul. So you make a good pitch and it's frustrating.
Yep.
That one bounding off the railing and into the eager hands of a gentleman off to our right. Got him swinging. Boy, hard work by Brock, but he finally strikes out CUDDYER, and the Rockies leave 2. Bottom of the 9th inning, we need 4 to tie. Carl's Jr. star of the game, rookie left-hander making his major league debut, Christian Frederick. And what a job he did. There's his numbers as he goes for a win in his very first major league game. 6 innings, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 5 hits, a walk, and 7 strikeouts for Frederick, our Carl's Jr. star of the game. Well, their closer, Rafael Betancourt, enters the game here in the 9th inning. Betancourt with 6 saves this year, pitching just 12 innings, allowing 9 hits and 3 earned runs. And a tough guy to hit. .205 batting average.
Control is his game. He's not going to blow hitters away, but he's got that pinpoint control, almost like a Houston Street. Relies on his fastball, curveball, and a changeup.
And in fact, he has replaced Houston Street as the closer for the Rockies, with Street coming to the Padres, but currently on the 15-day DL. Perino, a looping single to right just inside the foul line the last time up. Struck out the other 2 at bats. First fastball at 90. He's
got to go through his routine.
Thank goodness no one on base, because the snail can really slow it down. 1-1. Good rip by Perino. But last year, late in the season, when Houston Street was on the shelf with an injury, they used Betancourt as a closer. Did such a good job that the management decided, hey, they could trade or let Street go and use him, Betancourt, as their closer. And another foul. 1-2.
We got the All-Star ballots out. It's that time of the year. Start voting. Vote early and vote often. Just like Chicago.
Down the middle, strike three. Perino caught looking. That's the 9th Padre to go down on strikes today.
There's that control fastball in the outside corner. How far out was it?
A little off the edge of it from there, didn't it?
Yeah. Corner of 8th and K.
Marcotte is in the on-deck circle as Venable steps up. His second at bat, he walked as a pinch hitter in the 7th. Curveball strike. You think about this season as it's developed, and the injury so unfortunate for Bud Black and the Padres. When you lose a Lupke, a Stauffer, a Mosley, 3 of the 5 men expected to be in your rotation, plus your closer in the bullpen, Houston Street, and Micah Owings, you really got to do some juggling. And we've seen some young pitchers come up and impress. WILIN, even though he's 0-4. Bass has had to take a more prominent role and has had some good outings.
And from the offensive side, Carlos Quentin, who knows what would have been happening from an offensive point of view if he were to be, or if he was healthy opening day.
Yeah, what that would do to the players around him.
Right.
2-1. Venable, 1 out, bases empty in the 9th. Challenged him with a fastball. Not a save situation for Betancourt, but he hasn't pitched in the entire series, so it's a chance for Tracy to get him in the game, keep him sharp. Strike 3. So both Perino and Venable caught looking. 10 strikeouts for the Rockies pitching staff today.
Looked almost like the same pitch that was thrown to Perino for a called third, and the one to Perino was off the plate. Oh my goodness.
Same spot.
Ball's off.
Tom Hallion ready to go home.
That's taking the bat right out of the hands of these Padre hitters.
Yeah, you get the strike zone that wide, you can be a pretty good reliever. Top of the order. Pitcher's spot. So Marcotte will hit here with 2 out and the base is empty. One of the reasons the Padres have the top pinch hitting batting average in all of the National League, or major leagues for that matter, is Kotze's work. 3 for 9, a home run, and 4 runs batted in as a pinch hitter. Changes up on Kotze and has him out in front. Another one.
Called that one to strike, the last 2 hitters.
Well, it's the difference between a veteran being up there and
you're exactly
the rookies.
Right. Yep. I totally agree with you, Dick.
Kind of earn your way. You earn the strike zone as you become a respected veteran. Two balls and a strike. High fly ball hit well to left field, but Carlos Gonzalez is there to make the catch, and the ball game is over. The Rockies salvage the final game of the 3-game series and their 5-game losing streak as they beat the Padres by a final 6-2. Mike Pomerantz, what's up next?
Guys, we got a lot to get to in the postgame show. Fans got to stick around. It's such a quirky game to watch. Couple of hits reviewed today. Balls off the top of the wall. We're going to show you exactly under what circumstances. Umpires will even take a second look. We'll have that. You'll hear from Buddy Black. And we're going to talk Padres offense. See you in the postgame show.